Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Gao Wu, the Clone Thunder Dragon, I Electrocuted the School Beauty. Chapter 81. The signal was blocked, and even the higher-level departments could not be contacted. Only the news passed out at the last moment that hundreds of high-level beast gods were about to attack. And the defense line here. There are only a dozen high-level war gods, facing hundreds of high-level beast gods. No one still holds out hope of survival. That's right. No one holds out hope of survival. This is because everyone is mentally prepared to fight to the death. Once now run backwards. Naturally, one can escape and survive. But, they survived and escaped, what about the people behind them? The experience left behind by countless wars. Once the army retreats, life will not be easy for the people, not to mention that they are not facing the same human enemies now, but ferocious beasts. These man-eating beasts. Once the army withdraws, the people behind them become moving food. Behind this, there are their families, their children, and people who need protection. Therefore, they would rather die than retreat. Have you written your suicide note? The senior war god in charge of this coastline asked. It has been written a long time ago. The next step is to wait for sacrifice. I hope my child will not resent his father and be unable to spend his childhood with him. If I die, the country will take good care of my parents. Captain, how to kill next? The surrounding soldiers and warriors looked towards Haiyang Road ahead with a look of death in their eyes. On the entire coastline, they were all shrouded in a terrifying fighting spirit, and the alloy sword in their hands was even more shiny after being wiped clean. Ho ho ho! Finally, from the far side of the sea, a low roar of a high-level beast god was heard. The sound was extremely loud and terrifying, sweeping towards the coastline. If ordinary people hear this sound, I am afraid that I have been frightened to the point of losing my liver and gallbladder and my soul. But, when these soldiers and warriors on the coastline heard this, they immediately aroused the passion in their hearts. Before his own death, a few undersea ferocious beasts must be severely suppressed. The more these undersea ferocious beasts are killed, the higher the chance of survival of the people behind them. The first high-level beast god appeared. Appearing in front of everyone on the coastline, the violent sea lion beast god, the fur all over his body exuded a scarlet color, as if the blood had dried up after being soaked in blood. The huge fangs and two animal teeth exude a strong smell of blood. Huge in size, the burly body, which is more than 5,000 meters long, is like a behemoth, exuding monstrous murderous intent. The sea water slides, and chi and blood surge out. Looking at the soldiers and warriors on the coastline, they are full of greed, and they are already imagining the pleasure of swallowing the delicious humans on the coastline and chewing them in their mouths. Humans, it is simply the most delicious food given to the ferocious beast clan by God. These foods, you should just stay there and wait for the beast clan to come and choose. A clan of ferocious beasts eat these human foods. It's such an honor to eat these foods, but to think of resisting is simply courting death. Especially the human warriors on these coastlines. Every time, after this high-level beast god defeats a human warrior, he will not immediately kill or eat him. Instead, he will pull off all his limbs and break them into pieces along with his flesh and skin. After taking out all the intestines and other things, while the human being is still alive, he throws it into the mouth, bites it hard, and it snaps. The human scream and angry and helpless roar can still be heard from the mouth. Every time I think of this high-level beast god's violent sea lion felt its blood boiling, a touch of excitement arose in its heart, and its movements accelerated. Behind, hundreds of high-level beast gods also emerged one after another with huge bodies, a dense mass of black bodies, followed by a large number of ordinary ferocious beasts. For a while, an overwhelming sense of oppression swept over me. The soldiers guarding the city wall felt heavy and clenched the alloy sword in their hands. The battle is about to break out. Starting soon. Ho 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 ho. Hundreds of beast gods roared, and the terrifying sounds swept over. Some weak warriors. I felt so panicked in my heart that I couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat, and I couldn't help but have the idea of retreating. But, in the end, he gritted his teeth and held on, staying firmly in place, glaring angrily at the large number of high-level beast gods and ferocious beasts in front of him. There are so many delicious humans, I can have a full meal this time. I want to eat 10,000. 10,000. Those are just snacks from this beast god. I want to eat 100,000. I heard that the more powerful the warrior, the more chewy it is. This time, I, the senior beast god, must have a good taste. Humble humans, prepare to welcome the arrival of my clan of ferocious beasts. Gia Gia Gia, look at the fearful looks of the humans on the coast, they are really pitiful. In the sea, hundreds of high-level mythical beasts are also constantly communicating about how to taste these warriors on the coastline next. Some high-level beast gods think so. All parts should be processed, stacked separately and eaten slowly, because the texture and taste of each part are different. Some high-level beast gods also think so. Just eat them whole, there is no need to divide them so carefully. But discuss it anyway. These ferocious beasts on the coast have already regarded human warriors as their own meals. Close. The ferocious beasts in the ocean are getting closer and closer to the coastline. Many warriors have already burst out with energy and blood, preparing to rush forward to fight the ferocious beasts in the next moment. Ready to fight. The Viscount responsible for guarding this place finished speaking, and all the warriors were ready to attack. The atmosphere became increasingly tense, and the muscles tensed. And this Viscount, as before, he was not sitting in the rear, commanding the warriors on the coastline to defend against the vicious beasts. Instead, wear the order of Viscount. He stood at the forefront, standing in front of all the warriors. This battle, there will be no more survivors for the soldiers and warriors on the coastline, so there is no need to take command. Let's rush forward together. As many as you can kill. As a Viscount, as the commander of the army on the coastline, it is a bit selfish to stand at the front. Because he will be the first to die in battle, so that he does not have to see the death of his comrades behind him. It can be regarded as a selfish welfare. Except for this Viscount, almost all the teams or chief officers chose to stand at the front. Yes, after the words of Viscount Coastline fell, all the warriors behind him were covered in armor, and overwhelming fighting spirit burst out. Tien. The next moment, in the ocean ahead, a warrior with blue lightning arc thunderstorms flashing all over his body suddenly emerged from the seabed. He was filled with murderous aura, soaring straight into the sky. The terrifying thunder reflected the entire sea area in front of them in blue. He was holding the body of a high-level beast god in his hand. He suddenly threw it behind him and said, "Catch." Ho ho. Immediately afterwards, then he saw in the ocean behind him, a monstrous beast of more than 20,000 meters, a 7-clawed thunder dragon, broke out of the water, took the thrown beast's body into his mouth, and started tearing and chewing it. Swallow a level 75 high-level beast god. The body will gain 0.05 points of essence blood, and the clone will gain 0.05 points of essence blood. What's going on? At this moment, the commander Viscount, the senior god of war, and even the senior beast god who was invading the coastline all looked confused and looked in the direction of Li Qingshan. There are so many ferocious beasts. It's all my blood. Stay here, haha. Now, Li Qingshan laughed maniacally and activated the Dragon Clan's Dharma. His body quickly grew to a height of 5,000 meters. He held a 3,000-meter thunder hammer and landed on a high-level beast god with a big jump. The thunder hammer fell brazenly. Bang! Zizzizi. A dull sound rang out, and the thunder raged toward the high-level beasts below, and a large amount of excess thunder swept toward the surrounding sea water. A high-level ferocious beast that was beaten. With almost no chance to resist, he turned upside down and was killed by Li Qingshan's thunder hammer. And there are dozens of high-level beast gods around. As well as a large number of beast gods and beast kings, they were directly affected by the terrifying thunder and died on the spot. Pawn. The power of a hammer can directly kill more than a dozen high-level beast gods. However, this was not the end. Li Qingshan's body flew away in an instant, leaving an afterimage behind him and flashing arcs of electricity. Horrible bodies paraded in the sea. This moment, Li Qingshan didn't even need to take action. As soon as the thunder domain opened, the terrifying power of thunder chi and blood was released with all its strength. Then I saw the ocean. The remaining high-level beast gods were immediately numb, their bodies were destroyed by the terrifying power of thunder, and they floated on the sea level with their bellies turned upside down. Behind, the 7-clawed dragon and the purple cloud Kunpeng kept devouring flesh and blood, even at a speed that was too late for Li Qingshan to kill the ferocious beasts. A little too fast. The thunder-winged Kunpang has now evolved into the purple sky Kunpang, and its body is even larger than before. That is, the existence of a high-level beast god. His realm has soared rapidly, and he has now reached the 79th level, and will soon enter the Beast Emperor, completely keeping up with the pace of the seven-clawed Thunder Dragon. On the originally dark black plain, now the white flowers are all filled with high-level beast gods and other ferocious beasts that have turned their bellies. No, run quickly. What a powerful human being, the existence of Emperor Wu. What a powerful martial emperor, what a powerful thunder power. Run, run. After seeing the miserable death of their companions, a large number of ferocious beasts were frightened into loss of consciousness and hurriedly ran away in the distance. However, how could Li Qingshan let these guys escape easily? There was a look of anxiety on his face and he said angrily, I finally found a ferocious beast's den. If you run away, how can I break through the realm? Stop, don't TM ran away. The words fell. He hurriedly chased the escaped beast, thunder raging all over his body. A large number of ferocious beasts turned their bellies again. Like an electric fish. As soon as you put the net bag down, all the fish in the river will turn over. Then you only need to pick up all the fish. Extremely easy. Now Li Qingshan is a super electric fish device. And the high-level beast god. Just big fish. As for those beast gods and beast kings. Haha, just a little miscellaneous fish. Li Qingshan even looked down upon it, and the entire sea area turned into a deep blue. The seven-clawed thunder dragon and Zishao Kunpang devoured it with great joy. Numb. On the coastline, all the soldiers and warriors who were prepared to resist to the death were numb looking at the scene in front of them. It's really unimaginable. Kill ferocious beasts. Is there such a method? The body jumped into the sea water, and then a large number of ferocious beasts turned over directly. This. General, should we go up and help now? The adjutant looked at the scene on the sea, with a bit of uncertainty in his voice, and looked at the General Viscount guarding the coastline. That's not necessary. The Viscount also twitched the corner of his mouth slightly and said, I think rushing forward now will cause some trouble. What kind of sacred place is this? It seems that our black coastline has never heard of it. Could it be Feng Lei? The adjutant looked at Li Qingshan in the sea, frowned slightly and said, but Feng Lei is not that strong either. It's definitely not him. Feng Lei is just a high-level god of war. The man in front of me is obviously a level 80 martial emperor. His strength cannot improve so quickly, and Feng Lei's thunder martial arts are not so heaven-defying. General Viscount said, that's right, there are some talented warriors who can use lightning martial arts. But those thunder-based martial arts, it's not like I haven't seen it before. The range and power can't be so large. Even if it's a thunder beast, it is impossible to explode the power of thunder and lightning with such strong power. Li Qingshan in the sea ahead. It's like a god of thunder has descended, and all the thunder in the world is under his control. On the coastal defense line, those soldiers and warriors took out their mobile phones one after another and began to record the shocking scene in front of them, which was simply unprecedented in their lives. At the same time, I felt relieved. None of these high-level beast gods could escape, and they were all killed. Coastal defense. Can it be considered a defense? Although no one is afraid of sacrifice, who doesn't want to live? Now that I see all the ferocious beasts being cleared away so easily, I feel relieved. This is the first time I have seen ferocious beasts die so miserably, and I feel extremely happy. Cool. This way of killing ferocious beasts is really cool. So cool. Swallow a level 75 high-level beast god. The body will gain 0.05 points of essence blood, and the clone will gain 0.05 points of essence blood. Swallow a level 78 high-level beast god. The body will gain 0.8 points of essence blood, and the clone will gain 0.8 points of essence blood. Swallow a level 74 high-level beast god. The body will gain 0.025 points of essence blood, and the clone will gain 0.025 points of essence blood. Swallowing a level 77 high-level beast god. The main body will gain 0.4 essence of energy and blood, and the clone will gain 0.4 of essence of energy and blood. Systemic sounds kept ringing. Final. After swallowing all the hundreds of high-level beast gods, open the system panel. Subject. Li Qingshan. Body length. 20 centimeters. Strength. Level 80 martial emperor. Qi and blood. 15/20th essence of chi and blood. Talent: Thunder Dragon Divine Body, Kunpang Divine Body. Innate abilities: Thunder Electric Blood, Thunder Hammer, Thunder Shadow 3000 Diseases, Thunder Domain, Thunder Dragon Armor, Thunder Punishment, Dragon Dharma Appearance, Dragon Fury. Doppelganger: 7-clawed Thunder Dragon. Body length: 20,000 meters. Strength: Level 80 Beast Emperor. Chi and Blood: 13/20th essence of Chi and Blood. Level 81 can evolve into the 9-clawed Thunder Dragon, and the evolution route has been determined to be the 9-clawed Thunder Dragon, Ancestral Dragon. Avatar: Zishao Kunpang. Body length: 20,000 meters. Strength: Level 80 Beast Emperor. Chi and Blood: 2/20th essence of Chi and Blood. Level 81 can evolve into the Sky Swallowing Kunpang, and the evolution route has been determined to be the Chaos Kunpang, Zu Kunpang. Contractor: Phoenix Larva. Name: Su Bai Porridge. Strength: Level 3 Warrior. Talent: SSS level. Provided daily 4 Chi and Blood points. Open Phoenix Divine Body after level 10. Now, his strength has already reached that of the Martial Emperor. It would be difficult to break through the strength by devouring some high-level beast gods. Hundreds of high-level beast gods. It only provides 10 points of essence of energy and blood, and at least dozens of high-level beast gods must be killed to satisfy his own energy and blood and enter the existence of the 81 Martial Emperor. A large number of ferocious beast corpses were divided between Thunder Dragon and Kunpang, causing the 7-clawed Thunder Dragon to be naturally left behind. Moreover, Kunpang has also broken through to the level 80 Beast Emperor. Next, there will be another breakthrough and evolution will occur. 7-clawed Thunder Dragon evolves into 9-clawed Thunder Dragon. The Zishao Kunpang evolves into the Sky Swallowing Kunpang. Besides, Su Beizu also successfully entered the level of a 3rd-level warrior. I just don't know what Wang Qingqi's strength is. He should be at level 30 or 40, right? After all, it is the Golden Crow Holy Body. I still can't slack off. I have to improve my strength as soon as possible and not let it catch up. Deep in the sea, a Beast Emperor felt the battle ahead, quietly sneaked into the seabed, and fled towards the depths of the sea, running away without looking back. This Nether Sea Serpent Beast Emperor is a little panicked. Fear, that human being is really terrifying, and the power of thunder is too overwhelming. Although, that human is just an 80-level Martial Emperor, and the other 2 ferocious beasts are also 80-level Beast Emperors. And yourself, it's an 81-level Beast Emperor. But, the Netherworld Sea Serpent Beast Emperor believed that he was not necessarily the opponent of that human being. No, not necessarily. There is a high probability that he will not be his opponent, it's so outrageous. Killing a high-level beast god is like crushing an ant. They didn't even need to move their hands, they just swam by and all of them turned their stomachs. It's too much of an exaggeration. It is best for you to run away as soon as possible. The life of the ferocious beast is also life. Fortunately, I didn't mix with that group of high-level beast gods, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to escape. These are all big questions. This is probably the first time that an 81-level Beast Emperor turned around and ran away when he met an 80-level Martial Emperor. After all, ferocious beasts and humans are in the same realm. Generally, ferocious beasts are more powerful, mainly because ferocious beasts have stronger vitality, and humans are slightly weaker. The Nether Sea Serpent Beast Emperor turned into a black shadow. He quickly swam under the sea, but he didn't know when he saw a huge creature in front of him, which had been waiting for a long time. Whoosh! Deep under the sea, an even more terrifying sea beast instantly came from below the path that the Netherworld Sea Serpent Beast Emperor must pass. Caught off guard, his body was instantly bitten by the sea beast, and he suddenly jumped towards the sea level. Soldiers and warriors on the coast. I just saw a terrifying undersea beast emperor, biting another undersea beast emperor in its mouth, instantly jumped up from the sea water, and landed in midair. The next moment, the giant beast on the seabed suddenly changed and turned into a ferocious beast like a golden-winged rock, vibrating its wings and soaring in the 9 heavens. 2 sharp claws tore the beast emperor's body into pieces, threw it into his mouth and swallowed it, and it wasn't long before he was completely eaten. For a while, on the coastline, all the soldiers and warriors were stunned and recorded the scene before them on their mobile phones. Wait until the signal is restored. Uploading this video to the Warriors internet will definitely cause an uproar, right? This is a little too crazy. Swallow an 81 level Beast Emperor, the main body will gain 7 points of Essence Blood, and the clone will gain 7 points of Essence Blood. Consumption of 20 points of Essence Blood, the body strength is upgraded to level 81 Martial Emperor. The next moment, the two system sounds flashed one after another, and Li Qingshan successfully entered the existence of the 81st level Martial Emperor. Do you know where there are high-level beast gods or beast emperors nearby? Li Qingshan stood on top of the seven-clawed thunder dragon, looked down at General Viscount in front of him, and asked. Li Qingshan now. I just want to kill the ferocious beast as soon as possible and push my seven-clawed thunder dragon and Zishao Kunpeng to level 81 as soon as possible. Just enter level 81. Evolution can be completed. The strength will definitely increase significantly, and he can also obtain a more terrifying natural ability. It seems that there are high-level beast gods attacking the entire Black Coastline. If we go to other Black Coastlines for support, we should be able to encounter a large number of high-level beast gods or beast emperors. Now, the Viscount General responsible for guarding this place still looked in a daze. Walk. Li Qingshan nodded after hearing this, and led the seven-clawed thunder dragon towards the defense line next door. These ferocious beasts arrived just in time. The entire Black Sea defense line is made up of high-level beast gods or martial emperors. It's so cool. This time, how could I be promoted to level 4 or 5? After a month, I should be able to reach the peak of martial emperor in the martial arts competition, agreed with Wang Qingxia. I also hope that Wang Qingxia will be more powerful and can reach level 50. Level 50, not difficult, right? Coastline number C. The Viscount General in charge of guarding this place immediately showed admiration after Li Qingshan revealed his identity. After all, Li Qingshan's identity is a marquis. On the title, a Viscount is much lower than a marquis, and there is an earl between them. And the count is divided into 3 levels. Whether it is obtained by relying on one's own strength or relying on the family's cuteness, it is worthy of admiration. After hearing that Li Qingshan came to help fight against the high-level beast gods, the Viscount Guard was overjoyed. After all, Li Qingshan was an 81-level martial emperor. With him joining, the pressure on the defense line will inevitably weaken, and maybe it can be held. Less than a minute, more than 300 high-level beast gods appeared in front, including 383-level beast emperors. The entire sea area exuded a strong evil aura of ferocious beasts. Horrible. Compared with the sea coastline section just now, the pressure faced here is obviously stronger. And the strength of the garrison here. There is actually not much difference from the coastal section sea just now. 3 beast emperors and more than 300 high-level beast gods. This is trouble. A Viscount General in charge of garrisoning here frowned, with a look of despair in his eyes. Not just this General Viscount. After seeing the situation in front of them, other soldiers and warriors also showed despair on their faces. But no one took a step back. Holding the alloy sword tightly, he already knew that he would sacrifice for this today. Regard death as home. The 3 beast emperors were all at level 83, Li Qingshan was only at level 81, and the other 2 beast masters were only at level 80. Not an opponent at all. What's more, there are more than 300 high-level beast gods, and there are only 30 high-level war gods on the entire coastline. The smell of death, it hung over everyone's heart, but Li Qingshan's face showed a hint of excitement and excitement. Well done. There are so many ferocious beasts, enough for all of his ferocious beasts to complete their evolution. Ha ha, cool. There was a hint of greed in his eyes, staring at the ferocious beast in front of him, almost drooling. Ah, no, someone is rebelling, someone is rebelling. Enemy attack, enemy sneak attack, not our Chinese warriors, but Imperial warriors. Quick, ask for support. Just then, cries for help suddenly sounded from behind the defense line, and warriors dressed in black were seen quickly killing a large number of Chinese warriors, wearing battle armor and flying in the air. On top of the armor, there is an enchanting cherry blossom embroidered on it. Hundreds of people. The strongest one turned out to be the existence of 7 martial emperors, and the hundreds of people behind him were also high-level war gods. Just appeared. The surging murderous intent immediately swept across the entire military camp and coastal defense line. The coastal defense line here, Sakura country takes over. Chinese warrior, kneel down and surrender quickly, otherwise you will be killed. Enemy attack. In an instant, the expressions of the soldiers on the entire coastal defense line changed drastically. There was a flash of panic in his eyes. He never expected that there would be a large number of high-level beast gods and beast emperors invading the sea ahead, and there would be imperial warriors lurking behind them. Now, it's really over. The aura of despair instantly enveloped the entire defense line and every warrior. 7 martial emperors. It is impossible for the military warriors here to withstand it, and it can be said that they are bound to lose. But, asking Chinese warriors to kneel down in front of this group of Sakura Kingdom warriors was such an extremely humiliating thing that no Chinese warrior was willing to do. Once on your knees, it's not just me who is kneeling, but also the integrity of the entire China. This place is our Chinese territory. You are waiting for the warriors from the Sakura Kingdom to come, but are you going to provoke a dispute between the two countries? Before the Viscount General stationed here could speak, Li Qingshan flew through the air and appeared in front of the 7 martial emperors of the Ying Kingdom. A team, they hurriedly dispersed from this place and rushed to the headquarters on the Black Coastline, preparing to report on the situation here and request support. Because next, there is a high probability that this place will be broken open. All signals are now blocked. I can only run with my legs. Disputes between the two countries. What a joke. China is about to be destroyed under the invasion of ocean beasts. Why do we care about the dispute between the two countries? Emperor Wu, headed by Ying Guo, sneered and stared at Li Qingshan with disdain. You have long known that the ocean beasts will invade the Black Coastline, so you will ambush here, and it should not be ambushed just recently. In addition to this coastline, I'm afraid there are also some martial emperors and high-level gods of war ambushing on other coastlines to cooperate with these ocean beasts to capture the defense line, right? Li Qingshan asked. Good. Seeing that you are not very old, you have already achieved the strength of Emperor Wu. If you don't fall today, you will definitely be able to reach a more powerful realm in the future. He can be considered China's top genius. Today, if I can kill you here, it means I didn't come in vain this time. Just accept your fate. The martial emperor of Ying Kingdom stared at Li Qingshan and said. Before, someone told me that if my talent is exposed, not only the ferocious beast clan will send powerful ferocious beasts to assassinate me, but the enemy country will also send powerful warriors to assassinate me. At the beginning, I still didn't understand it. Because I think, in the face of ferocious beasts, humans should work together to repel them. What I saw today, that being the case, I think besides the ferocious beasts, I have one more enemy. Except China, all countries. Today, I will wait for you all. Tomorrow, I will kill Yingguo. The whole country was massacred. This moment, Li Qingshan's eyes revealed a strong killing intent. These guys, it's just that he didn't help kill the ferocious beasts, but he actually assisted the ferocious beasts in conquering other countries. It's really shameful and hateful. Such scum. They are not worthy of staying in this world and should be cleaned up. Kill Sakura country. Boy, you are so loud, you actually dare to slaughter Yingguo. Humph, today, I will kill you right here. A martial emperor from Ying Kingdom was so angry that his eyes widened. As soon as he finished speaking, all his energy and blood burst out, and he took the lead in killing Li Qingshan. 81 level martial emperor. He is in the same realm as Li Qingshan, with murderous intent all over his body. Li Qingshan's thunder and lightning blood also surged. Looking at the 81 level martial emperor who was coming towards him, he didn't even have the desire to attack with all his strength. He just stared at the martial emperor with cold eyes. This look, it was like looking at a dead person. This moment, the soldiers and warriors stationed here all looked at the scene in front of them nervously. Can you win? This is what every Chinese warrior thinks about. Ishika's one-sword style is extraordinary even in the Sakura Kingdom. No one of the same level of warriors can catch his sword. A mere martial emperor of the 81st level still wants to massacre our Ying Kingdom. I really don't know the heights of the world. No problem, let Mr. Jingxia teach him how to behave today. Why doesn't this kid hide? Are you crazy? The one-sword style in the underground mine once split a 7,000-meter martial emperor in half with a terrifying record. I'm afraid, you were scared to death, right? The underground is now facing a bottleneck. It is only one opportunity and enlightenment away from breaking through level 82. Hua Sha is a talented person, but he was so frightened when faced with an attack from underground. It's a joke, what a joke, haha. Now, when everyone in Sakura country saw Li Qingshan not moving at all, they all showed a hint of ridicule. Ridiculous. How ridiculous. That's right, Li Qingshan is standing still now. Even the warriors from the Dragon Kingdom felt that Li Qingshan was frightened. For a while, the warriors of the Dragon Kingdom felt even more depressed, and the despair in their eyes became even stronger. What on earth is this guy doing? Even if you can't beat him, you can just go up and bite him hard. Is this just giving up? As soon as the defense line here is opened, the army of ferocious beasts will immediately march in. Using this gap, you can go north to loot thousands of cities, and go south to directly attack the magic city. I don't know how many people will die. We are all sinners through the ages. Sigh, I'm really unwilling. If the signal can be restored and we call for support, we will definitely be able to survive. The ferocious beasts are obviously well prepared, and these warriors from the Ying Kingdom are colluding with each other. Our Daxia is in danger. The faces of the Chinese soldiers and warriors stationed here showed a look of unwillingness. But there was nothing we could do. Close. Li Qingshan put his hands behind his back. His eyes were full of indifference, as if he had gone through the baptism of time and no longer saw the world in his eyes. Behind, the waves surged thousands of feet high, ferocious beasts surged, and the Beast Emperor roared. Ahead, the alloy sword in the hand of the Ying Kingdom warrior exuded an icy cold light. Between breaths, he was filled with murderous intent and was ready to take down Li Qingshan with one blow. I only need one knife. He groaned softly from the well, and even as he shot out the long knife in his hand, he saw the cold light sweeping across the sky towards Li Qingshan, and bursts of whistling sounds in the air. This moment, a storm of murderous intent formed directly around them, and everyone felt their hearts tighten, as if a tough long knife was pressed against their hearts. A chill in my back. To suppress the enemy underground, only one knife is needed. Also, it only takes one knife. The long knife was getting closer and closer, and there was a hint of sneer and disdain on the corner of Jingsha's mouth. This distance, no one can escape his alloy sword. The Chinese talent in front of me. Just die, Tian. There was a sound of breaking through the air, and the alloy sword had already reached Li Qingshan, but it was only 1 foot away. This distance is very close. Even if you want to fight back or defend, it's already too late. No matter, it is the other 6 martial emperors of Sakura Kingdom. He is also a warrior from China. At this moment, they have already sentenced Li Qingshan to death. Death is certain, there is no possibility of dodge. Coward, can't you even fight back before dying? Looking at the alloy sword getting closer and closer, Li Qingshan exuded a powerful and terrifying aura, as if an ancient god was awakening in his body. It is filled with great terror and anger. Go straight down the well. The sky and the earth changed color, and the originally clear sky suddenly became covered with dark clouds. It was as if heaven and earth were angry. In Li Qingshan's unwavering eyes, he seemed to see the supreme terror in the abyss. This was the fear that came from the soul. I was startled in my heart. Even the alloy long knife in his hand was a little stiff at the moment. Tian. Li Qingshan moved one hand forward and directly grasped the alloy sword that was aimed at him. That's right. Using one hand, he directly held the alloy long knife. The knife that I am most proud of. The Thunder Dragon armor was shattered and cut open by the alloy sword. There was nothing to say about this. But, Li Qingshan's physical body. But it was terrifyingly tyrannical. In the end, the alloy sword was not blocked by Li Qingshan's armor at all, but by Li Qingshan's powerful defensive body. That's right, Li Qingshan's terrifying physical body has become so powerful that even a long alloy sword can hardly penetrate it. Thunder Dragon Divine Body, Kunpeng Divine Body. These two powerful innate divine bodies are not just words. Li Qingshan's current body is not much different from the dragon's body, and it is more powerful and terrifying than the dragon's body. Because in addition to the dragon's physical body, there is also the blessing of Kunpeng's divine body, which can be said to be more powerful than the dragon's physical body. Able to hold an alloy long knife with one hand. Not surprising. Li Qingshan's current level of strength far exceeds his own. Otherwise, there is no way he can be his opponent. Jingjing was shocked. My sword seemed to have landed on a copper wall, unable to move and unable to penetrate at all. How is it possible? This is his strongest sword. The Chinese martial emperor in front of him was only at level 81. How is it possible to catch his own alloy sword with one hand? Jingxia felt like his world had collapsed. The knife he was most proud of was caught just like that. The other party didn't even dodge. Not just underground. The Yingguo martial emperors and senior war gods behind him also looked confused. Some can't believe it. How did this guy do it? The whole world is in silence. Li Qingshan raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth, and the thunderous power from his body instantly poured out. The terrifying blue thunder power was directly transmitted into the opponent's body along the long alloy knife in the man's hand. His body was like a light bulb, emitting blue light and the power of thunderstorms, and the arc was beating. Ah! A scream. The martial emperor of the Sakura kingdom was directly blown away, his body was out of control, and his soul was floating. His eyes were filled with horror. Lost. How is it possible? Under the well. Upon seeing this, a Yingguo martial emperor hurriedly stepped forward to pick him up. As a result, the body in the well decomposed directly in the air, was ravaged by the power of thunder, and turned into fly ash. Picked up the loneliness, directly turned into ashes of nothingness and disappeared. An 81 level martial emperor. In this way, Li Qingshan easily suppressed and killed the young Emperor Wu. It didn't even move at all. Seriously, so terrifying. Hiss. This moment, not only the many martial emperors of the Ying kingdom opposite, but also the Chinese warriors around them all took a breath of cold air one after another, their eyes filled with horror. The despair before has turned into worship. So strong. Suppress Emperor Wu with one hand. I would like to ask everyone in the world, who can be so calm? As expected of me, the Marquis of China. Emperor Wu of China. How is it possible? How could he lose underground? This kid caught the most powerful knife in the well with one hand. As expected of the young martial emperor, there is indeed something in him. But today, you have exposed such a talent. It is impossible for you to leave here again. You dared to kill Jingxiao. Today you and all the Chinese warriors here will be buried with Jingxiao. Several martial emperors from the Ying kingdom gritted their teeth and said, kill an 81 level martial emperor and get a reward of +6 merit points. Merit. Li Qingshan paid no attention to the sounds outside, but fixed his gaze on the newly emerged system picture in front of him. I never expected that killing a Ying kingdom martial emperor would actually allow me to gain merit, but what is the use of this thing? Li Qingshan was impatient and opened the system panel to find out more, and saw a new column in the personal panel. Merit. 6 points. Golden Wheel of Merit. 6 10,000ths. After the golden merit sun is successfully condensed, a golden sun of merit will appear behind you. Any enemy that attacks or is hostile to the host will lose a lot of life and combat effectiveness, and will continue to be plagued by bad luck. If it is weak and has a weak destiny, it will lead to sudden death. Li Qingshan looked at the introduction of merit golden sun on the panel, his eyes widened, showing a touch of excitement and greed. Oh shit, what a perverted ability. It can directly reduce enemies that are attacking or even hostile to you. In addition to reducing the opponent's strength, it can also directly reduce the opponent's life, and even bring bad luck to the opponent. Weak in strength. Direct sudden death, so amazing. In this case, if you encounter some small ants in the future, you don't even need to do anything. You can kill them directly. Especially for these ocean beasts. I only need to kill some powerful beasts, and the remaining weak beasts who dare to show hostility to me or attack me. Everyone will die. So cool. However, it takes 10,000 merits to gather the merits today. The next moment, Li Qingshan's greedy eyes were focused on the remaining Ying kingdom martial emperors in front of him. He raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth and said, I didn't expect that you are still somewhat useful. Li Qingshan's words. The remaining 6 martial emperors of Ying kingdom were slightly startled and looked at each other, anger brewing in their hearts. Boy, you dare to kill me, what are you doing? Before the Ying kingdom martial emperor finished speaking, Li Qingshan left an afterimage on the spot and killed the 6 Ying kingdom martial emperors in front of him. There was a hint of madness in his eyes. He laughed arrogantly and said with disdain, a bunch of harpies are fighting in the front, and they still have time to gossip and enmity. Let me go to hell. Let's do it together. Kill this guy. Upon seeing this, Emperor Wu, the leader of Ying Kingdom, showed infinite anger in his eyes, and all his energy and blood burst out. I don't know how high the sky is. HMPH, 6 against 1, I don't believe you can stir up any trouble. Today, I, the martial emperor of the Ying Kingdom, will kill you all and sacrifice your blood to Lord Jingxia. Ho 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 ho. At this moment, a low roar of a dragon suddenly sounded from one side, followed by a long and simple voice, I'm here. The words fell. The seven-clawed thunder dragon and Zishao Kunpeng immediately rushed towards the 6 martial emperors of Ying Kingdom. Li Qingshan 1 against 2. Seven-clawed thunder dragon and Zishao Kunpeng are both 1 against 2. Field of Thunder. 3000 diseases of Thunder Shadow. Thunder Punishment. Dragon Fury. Thunder Dragon Armor. Li Qingshan opened fire directly. His whole body was filled with terrifying thunder power, and his surroundings turned into a sea of thunder. The arc pulsed, exuding a destructive aura. 2 martial emperors from Sakura Kingdom. A level 83 martial emperor, and a level 85 martial emperor. Suddenly, he felt a suppressed aura of terror, and his fighting spirit dropped sharply, as if he was not facing the martial emperor of China, but a terrifying being from the ancient abyss. At the same time, the arcs that are constantly beating around will cause extreme pain if touched accidentally, which greatly restricts the movements of the 2 Sakura Kingdom martial emperors. Tian, the first, the 83rd level martial emperor, was the first to kill, followed closely by the 85th level martial emperor. The second-person plans. The martial emperor at the front interfered and disrupted Li Qingshan's fighting style, and the second level 85 martial emperor completed the sure kill. Completely suppress Li Qingshan here. The alloy long knife is extremely dazzling, with a terrifying cold light. Compared with the alloy long knife underground, it is faster and more powerful. The energy and blood power all over his body became more surging. Take a hammer from me. A look of excitement appeared on Li Qingshan's face, and the thunder hammer in his hand hit him hard. Bang! A dull explosion sounded, and Li Qingshan could clearly feel the terrifying power coming from the thunder hammer. It would have been a bit uncomfortable before. But it's different now, after the blessing of Thunder Dragon Divine Body and Kunpeng Divine Body. Both his energy and physical strength increased significantly, and he was able to steadily catch the power coming from the thunder hammer. But the other party doesn't have the capital. When Li Qingshan's thunder hammer landed on the alloy sword, a terrifying force came. The Ying Kingdom martial emperor was slightly startled, and a look of horror flashed across his face. He didn't expect Li Qingshan's power to be so strong. This is not like an 81-level martial emperor. But the next moment, when Li Qingshan's thunder power swept over, the martial emperor only felt the sting of needles in his arms, and his whole body lost control directly, as if his soul was soaring and his body was numb. His eyes were filled with fear. The electric arc was beating on his body. His blood and armor could not withstand the terrifying power of thunder on Li Qingshan and directly penetrated him. The next moment, the body flew backwards, arcs of electricity pulsing all over the body, and a large amount of flesh and blood and armor were directly blown away. The body was scorched, and a large amount of flesh and blood turned into ashes. Just the moment of contact, he fell directly. Li Qingshan is like a high-voltage wire. No matter what kind of animal you are, as long as it touches me, I will electrocute you directly. All electrocuted. The 85th level martial emperor behind him looked horrified when he saw this. He never expected that his comrades would be killed instantly with just one move, just like Jingxia. Tian. Before the 85th level martial emperor could decide whether to continue fighting, turn away, or call for support, Li Qingshan's thunder hammer struck. The 85th level martial emperor of Ying Kingdom saw this. He hurriedly used all his energy and blood to protect himself, and opened his armor at full strength to prevent him from being instantly killed by Li Qingshan's thunder power. After all, just now, the image of Li Qingshan using the power of thunder to instantly kill his comrades underground and in front of him with one move still appeared in his mind. Boom 1. The next moment, a dull explosion sounded, and terrifying thunder raged. The 85th level martial emperor of the Sakura Kingdom discovered that he was a bit wrong. Even if the power of the armor was fully activated and a large amount of blood was used to protect the body, it had no effect at all. The terrifying power of thunder swept away violently. War armor and blood. Directly penetrated, the terrifying power of thunder made the 85th level martial emperor numb all over. He was almost no different from the previous one. If you are an ordinary warrior who uses thunder martial arts, with the dual protection of battle armor and chi and blood, it can naturally be effectively blocked. It's a pity that Li Qingshan's this is not a martial skill, but a talent. Moreover, it is the thunder power of the dragon clan, which cannot be blocked by the armor and blood, unless the realm far exceeds one's own, or the armor on the body is of higher quality. Otherwise, there is only the end of waiting for death. The 85th level martial emperor of Ying Kingdom flew backwards, his whole body was scorched, arcs flashed, and a large amount of his body was burned into nothingness and turned into ashes. Pawn. Straight across 4 levels. Li Qingshan's current strength has reached an extremely terrifying level, mainly due to various talent bonuses, as well as the blessings of Thunder, Dragon Clan, and Kunpeng Divine Body. Kill an 83 level martial emperor from Ying Kingdom and gain plus 13 points of merit. Kill an 85 level martial emperor from Ying Kingdom, gain plus 5-3 merit points. Zishao Kunpeng Town killed an 82 level martial emperor from Ying Kingdom and gained plus 7 points of merit. The 7-clawed thunder dragon killed an 83 level martial emperor from the Sakura Kingdom and gained plus 13 points of merit. Kill a level 79 senior war god from Sakura Kingdom and gain plus 1.3 merit points. Kill a level 78 senior war god from Sakura Kingdom and gain 0.8 merit points. System sounds sounded one after another, and Li Qingshan also began to assist his 2 beasts to kill all the remaining Ying Kingdom martial emperors. As for the remaining senior war gods who saw this, they hurriedly tried to escape, their faces full of panic. How could Li Qingshan be willing to let go of these moving merits, and immediately chase them? At the same time, the 7-clawed thunder dragon rushed into the sea and began to resist the hunting beast emperor who was about to invade the coast. Result. Before the 7-clawed thunder dragon could rush into the sea, when the 3 beast emperors saw them on the coast, Li Qingshan directly killed all 7 martial emperors of Ying Kingdom. They were frightened and hurriedly fled towards the depths of the ocean. It turns out that Sakura Kingdom and the ferocious beasts invaded. Now it was Li Qingshan, 7-clawed thunder dragon, and Zishao Kunpeng who were chasing the escaped Ying Kingdom martial emperor and those ferocious beasts. My merit points and chi and blood, don't run away, stop for me, stop. While Li Qingshan was killing like crazy, he cursed angrily, you son of a fool, if you have the ability to invade, don't run away. Li Qingshan plans to kill Yingguo directly, otherwise this merit point will not be enough. Now, deep in the ocean, the goddess of Sakura Kingdom has long, slender legs, fair skin and round body, and a sweet appearance. The chest is even taller and softer. Wearing a short skirt with cherry blossoms printed on it, cherry blossom shoes on her feet, and white socks wrapping her feet, exposing a seductive leg in the middle, soft as water. And on the side of the goddess of Sakura Kingdom, there is a terrifying beast, looking in the direction of China. Like a god, the lower body of this ferocious beast is like a sea beast, with 4 claws on its lower body, and its body is covered with hard scales, but it has 8 heads. It is a powerful beast. Yamata no Orochi. It is entrenched on the bottom of the sea, exuding a rich and terrifying aura. It is powerful and the beast's wild aura is stronger than ordinary beasts. The bloodline is also more noble. You can even use the power of your bloodline to affect the strength of the opponent's ferocious beast. At this moment, the look on his face looking into the distance was a little more solemn. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Just then, deep under the sea, in the direction of China, a ferocious beast known for its speed hurriedly crossed the sea and reported, Holy Sun, my ferocious beast clan has successfully opened a large number of gaps on the Black coastline, and is now heading towards the land of China. Go inside. Success. Congratulations, Lord Holy Sun, we are one step closer to planning. Sakura Goddess congratulated. This time, it is also thanks to your warriors from the Sakura Kingdom. If it were not for your warriors from the Sakura Kingdom to become traitors to humanity, how would our clan be able to successfully invade the territory of China? A flash of excitement flashed across the face of Yamata no Orochi, and he spoke. After this incident, the country of China will definitely take revenge on our country, Yingying. I will also ask the Holy Sun to help me when that happens. Sakura Goddess said sincerely. Rest assured, the sea is the domain of our ferocious beast clan. As long as Chinese warriors dare to go into the sea, they are bound to die. The holy son of Yamada no Orochi said confidently. Now, inside the Black Coast Command. How is the signal recovery going? Have you not found the source of the shielding yet? A look of anxiety flashed across Marquis Junding's face. He stared at the technical person in charge and asked. My Lord Marquis, we are still searching. The person in charge raised the glasses on the bridge of his nose, and a look of anxiety flashed across his face. The signal has been unable to be restored for a long time. It is difficult to communicate with each subcoast, it is difficult to know the situation on each coast, and it is difficult to provide reasonable support. This will cause heavy losses to the warriors. The Marquis of Junding was anxious, and the technical person in charge was also anxious. Both the warriors stationed at the defense line and the warriors preparing for support were extremely anxious. They are all waiting for the moment the signal is restored. Junding frowned. In addition to the problems at each line of defense, there is also a huge stone hanging in my heart, which is what is happening to Li Qingshan now. The Duke is here. At this moment, a guard's voice came from outside the combat command room. Duke of the country. After hearing the voice of the guard outside, Junding was startled and looked hurriedly towards the door of the combat command room. Really? A man in a straight military uniform, carrying two bright stars on his shoulders, was walking from the door with a serious look on his face, exuding the aura of a superior person. Don't be angry and be proud. All of a sudden, all the soldiers in the combat command room stood up and saluted Duke Feng. Duke Feng waved his hand. Everyone sat down again, but the admiration in their eyes could not be concealed. This feudal lord, he is also a very legendary man. Otherwise, it's impossible to become the Duke of the country, right? Master Guo, why are you here? Junding hurriedly came up to greet him and asked. Where is Li Qingshan? Duke Feng strode over and asked. That's right. This was the first sentence Feng Guogong said after entering the combat command room. Li Qingshan, where is En? It can be seen that Duke Feng attaches great importance to Li Qingshan. Junding didn't dare to hide it. He immediately told Duke Feng everything about what he was encountering now, as well as the place where Li Qingshan last appeared, and the news about Li Qingshan's current whereabouts. Well, after hearing Junding's words, Feng Guogong sighed helplessly, a look of solemnity flashed on his face and said, this kid is really annoying. However, maybe it's because of this kind of personality that you can have great power. My Lord Marquis, there is news about the coastline of Section 6C. Just then, a messenger hurried in and said, just say it. Junding saw the messenger coming in and asked directly. Yes, the coastline of Section 6C is ushered in by the invasion of 3 beast emperors and more than 300 high-level beast gods. In addition, 7 Ying Kingdom martial emperors led a large number of high-level war gods to join the beasts and assist the beasts to suppress us. Chinese warrior. Fortunately, on the coastline of Section 6C, a martial emperor with 2 giant beasts is welcomed, fighting with the martial emperor of Ying Kingdom and the ferocious beasts under the sea. Now, the battle is in vain. I don't know yet. The messenger informed the Marquis of Junding and the Duke of Feng in front of him about what happened on the coastline of Section 6C. 3 beast emperors and more than 300 high-level beast gods. 7 martial emperors and a large number of senior war gods from Sakura Kingdom. When Junding and Feng Guogong heard this, their hearts sank, and an ominous premonition hit their hearts. But, when I heard that a martial emperor was coming with 2 giant beasts, I became even more nervous. There are not many warriors who control beasts in the whole of China, let alone those who control 2 giant beasts. It's just that this realm doesn't quite match. Li Qingshan is only in the realm of the god of war, not the realm of the martial emperor. Unless, is this kid breaking through the realm again? Isn't this too fast? Junding and Feng Guogong looked at each other, unable to conceal their inner shock. When Li Qingshan went to complete the mission, he had just broken through to the advanced god of war realm. How long has it been now? Come and tell me, have you broken through Emperor Wu? Are you kidding me? What do the 2 giant beasts of Emperor Wu look like? To be sure, Junding asked again. Soon, the messenger brought in the messenger from the coast of Route 6C and described Li Qingshan's 2 giant beasts. They are a giant dragon and a giant eagle in rock. This moment, the Duke of Fengguo and Junding were finally determined, and it must be Li Qingshan. The entire combat command room. Everyone couldn't help but gasp, their faces filled with shock and disbelief. Can't believe it. Crazy. Is this Emperor Wu? Are you sure that the one who controls the beast is in the realm of Emperor Marshall? Duke Feng still couldn't believe it and continued to ask. Sure, 81 level Marshal Emperor. The messenger nodded solemnly. He had seen such things with his own eyes, so he couldn't be sure. Level 80. Good guy. He's not the 80th level Marshal Emperor, but directly the 81st level Marshal Emperor. This guy Li Qingshan. What a surprise. Master Marquis, please hurry up and send people to support us, otherwise the young Marquis may not be able to hold on. Just then, the voice of Jun Ding's adjutant made Duke Feng and Jun Ding, who were shocked and confused, feel like they were waking up from a dream. Yes, although Li Qingshan has broken through the Martial Emperor realm, there are 3 Beast Emperors and 7 Martial Emperor enemies on the coastline of Section 6C. Even if Li Qingshan has 3 heads and 6 arms, 1 person, it is difficult for him to beat 10 opponents who are comparable to the existence of Emperor Wu. Not to mention, Li Qingshan, you are only an 81 level Martial Emperor, and the other party's Beast Emperor and Martial Emperor must not both be 80 or 81. If you have better luck, they are all low-level Martial Emperors, that is, those below level 85. If you are unlucky, you will encounter high-level Martial Emperors, that is, those above level 85. That would be troublesome. Jun Ding and Feng Guogong felt their scalps go numb for a while, and their faces were full of anxiety. They hurriedly said, Adjutant, you guard the headquarters, and I will go in person to support Li Qingshan. That's right. Jun Ding had already planned to abandon the headquarters and go directly to rescue Li Qingshan. As the #1 genius in China, there is no room for failure. Your speed is too slow, so my father-in-law should go there himself. Just then, Duke Feng suddenly waved his hand to stop Jun Ding and said, You continue to sit here and deal with the source of the interference signal as soon as possible. While walking towards the door, not only was Jun Ding unable to sit still, but Feng Guogong was also unable to sit still. Report, report, report. The latest news from coastline number 6C. Just when Duke Feng was about to go out, another voice sounded outside the command room, and a soldier rushed in. He first saluted Duke Feng, and then saluted the military tripod. See coastline. Isn't this the coastline supported by Li Qingshan? After such a short interval, another messenger came to deliver the news. Could it be that Li Qingshan died? An ominous premonition. This instantly hit the minds of Jun Ding and the Duke of Guo. The two of them, including all the soldiers and warriors in the command room, looked very unhappy and stared closely at the soldiers and warriors who had just entered. This warrior also discovered the strange atmosphere in the command room. My heart tightened. Could it be that something big is about to happen? What's the current situation on the coastline of Section 6C? Jun Ding asked with a majestic tone, looking at the warrior in front of him. Report to the Duke, report to the Marquis. The 3 Beast Emperors, 7 Martial Emperors, and more than 300 high-level Beast Gods on the coastline of Section 6C, as well as a large number of high-level British war gods, have all been suppressed and killed by Martial Emperor Li Qingshan in cooperation with the beasts. Coastline Section 6C. It's safe and sound, no reinforcements needed. The warriors who came to report the battle situation also felt suppressed excitement in their hearts. Kill 3 Beast Emperors and 7 Martial Emperors. And hundreds of high-level Beast Gods and high-level War Gods. After the warrior finished speaking, the entire command room was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. Everyone's eyes widened, full of shock and disbelief. 81 level Martial Emperor. Killing 10 Beast Emperors and Martial Emperors who were more powerful than themselves was really good news for the masses. Jun Ding thought to himself. If I met 10 opponents of similar strength, could they be my opponents? Final. He shook his head vigorously. No kidding. Not to mention 10, even if there are 2 opponents of the same level, he must try his best and muster up courage. Maybe he can escape. 1 against 2. It's simply not realistic. After all, everyone else has what you have. Unless, your equipment and martial arts. There is indeed a gap. But 1 against 10, and there must be some of them whose strength far exceeds that of their opponents. What the hell? Break an egg. Not only Jun Ding thought so, but Duke Feng also thought so. If there are more than 2, The warriors who were at the same level as him would turn around and run away without even thinking about it. Break an egg. Stay and wait to die. Even a pervert like Li Qingshan could actually kill dozens of martial emperors and beast emperors who were at the same level and even stronger than him. Is Li Qingshan injured? Jun Ding continued to ask. No injuries. The reporting warrior shook his head. Killed 10 people without any injuries. Fear. Is this guy just a reincarnation of a god? Although Li Qingshan is still just a martial emperor, Duke Feng and Marquis Junding believe him. It won't take long. Li Qingshan will become the true pinnacle existence of the entire China, thus leading the direction of China's national destiny. Where are you now? Feng Guogong asked. Now, I don't know now. When I came, those high-level beast gods were escaping. The young Marquis refused to let them go. He chased them to suppress them, and then they disappeared further and further away. The reporting warrior spoke. The corners of the mouths of Duke Feng and Marquis Junding twitched slightly. This approach, this style of painting. Not to mention, it must be Li Qingshan. Master Guo, what should we do now? Jun Ding frowned slightly and asked. The sea is so big, it's not easy to find him. Now it seems that this kid is able to create miracles time and time again. He must have some luck. It is impossible for him to be in danger so soon. You continue to sit on the black coastline, look for the source of the shielded signal, and clean it up as soon as possible. I can't stay here for too long. If these ferocious beasts can attack the black coastline, they will definitely attack other coastlines. My father-in-law needs to go back to dispatch, arrange and support. Duke Feng regained his previous serious aura, and a wave of coercion swept towards the surroundings unconsciously, showing off his power without being angry. The aura of superiority is fully revealed. Yes. Now, Li Qingshan finally killed all the ferocious beasts, with a look of excitement on his face. I have accumulated more than 200 points of merit. There is still a gap between the merits of 10,000, but this is also because the strength of the Yingguo warriors he killed was too low. They are all martial emperors below level 85. For example, a martial emperor at level 85 can provide himself with more than 50 merit points, and a martial emperor at level 86 can provide himself with 100 merit points. Level 89. It can provide yourself with more than 1,500 merit points, and it is enough to kill a few 89-level martial emperors. And now, there are excellent conditions to improve the strength conditions. Naturally, the strength should be improved first, and then the Sakura kingdom can be killed. Otherwise, only martial emperors below level 85 will be killed. How long do you have to kill yourself? Li Qingshan also had a strange premonition that maybe Merit Golden Sun is not a safe body. Maybe it can continue to improve. We just need more merit, so let's clear out all the high-level beast gods and beast emperors on the black coastline first. Immediately, Li Qingshan controls Shenlong and Kunpeng, and his speed in the seawater far exceeds all the ferocious beasts under the sea. Coastline Section 6D. A beast emperor roared, with azure light emitting from all over his body, and a terrifying ray power was brewing, moving forward to kill the strongest human beings stationed here. Complete the final blow. This senior human god of war, whose armor was in dilapidated condition, was defeated in just one round. No way. The difference in strength is too big. It is impossible to be an opponent. The smell of despair, shrouded in the coast here, every warrior's heart. Bang! The next moment, a dull voice sounded, and everyone noticed that a black shadow suddenly passed by, and the Emperor Wu, who was spitting out rays and preparing to kill the human warriors, suddenly disappeared. That's right. There was just a dull loud noise, and then it disappeared. What's going on? Immediately afterwards, everyone looked towards the sky and saw a scene that they would never forget. A giant dragon over 20,000 meters tall. 2 dragon claws grabbed the beast emperor, and the other 2 dragon claws were tearing the limbs, flesh and blood of the beast emperor, and then stuffed it into its mouth. Swallowing large mouthfuls of flesh and blood into his mouth. That is a beast emperor. At this moment, he was like a roast duck on a buffet, being held and chewed by others, unable to resist or struggle at all. Because he was immediately electrocuted by the 7-clawed thunder dragon, and his whole body twitched first, and then collapsed. The rest, it's just a buffet. The ferocious beasts in the ocean are even worse. Then I saw a warrior's body flashing with azure thunderstorms, and his surroundings turned into a field of thunder, like an electric fish, instantly falling into the ocean. The next moment, countless ferocious beasts turned on their bellies. This warrior just swam once in the ocean along the coastline at a super fast speed. All the originally ferocious beasts turned on their bellies and floated on the sea level. Not even one can escape. Immediately afterwards, what looked like a golden-winged rock suddenly fell into the water and transformed into a body of more than 20,000 meters, with its mouth wide open. Countless sea water and corpses of ferocious beasts. It was like pouring water into the mouth of this sea beast, and then was swallowed clean. Didn't even chew it. All of them entered the belly of this sea beast. As for some powerful beasts standing on the coast, they were high-level beast gods and above. Then a blue residual rainbow flashed. With the infinite power of thunder, he can kill with one punch and put it into the space ring with one punch. Extremely fast and convenient. Then leave. That's right, after dealing with most of the high-level beast emperors on the coast, they left directly, leaving only some small miscellaneous fish that could be easily dealt with. From killing the beast emperor to finally leaving, it definitely doesn't take more than 5 minutes, and the method is so quick that it's outrageous. But the horrific scene just now left an absolutely unforgettable scene in everyone's heart. It's really, really strong. General, just solved it. An adjutant helped the injured senior war god up and said with a slight twitch in the corner of his mouth. Well, it's settled. The general was also confused, and he even couldn't believe that what he saw in front of him was real. Big crisis. Is it over? Are you joking? Is it too fierce? The ferocious beast just now was so strong. He opened his mouth wide and poured all these ferocious beasts into his mouth. How did his belly grow? How did he hold so many ferocious beast corpses and sea water? Isn't it incredible? Hurry and report the news. On the coastline of Section C and D, a powerful human martial emperor suddenly appeared. The power of blue thunder bloomed all over his body. In just 5 minutes, he killed all the beast emperors and high-level beast emperors. Now, he has gone south without a trace. The general in charge of garrisoning here said. Yes. Now, Li Qingshan went directly along the coastline and continuously killed a large number of high-level beast gods and beast emperors. Just a pity. It has been so long since I met the warriors from the Sakura Kingdom. Is this the only group of warriors from the Sakura Kingdom? Oh shit, how can I get merit points without being killed by warriors from Ying Kingdom? I feel so uncomfortable. Just then, Li Qingshan suddenly discovered that the coastline ahead was calm. His brows were furrowed. An ominous premonition suddenly hit my heart. The coastal defense line here has been opened. Please invite the Yamada no Orochi clan to drive in directly. I'll wait, so I can go back and deliver the work. A Yinguo martial emperor was unscathed, followed by 2 martial emperors and a large number of high-level war gods. Go back, Jia, I'm afraid you won't be able to go back in a short time. The Emperor's decree. After the Emperor Wu of our country assists the ferocious beast clan to break through the Chinese coastal defense line, he must unconditionally obey the orders of the beast emperor who holds the Emperor's decree. Don't be disobedient. Go straight up to heaven, the Emperor summons you. The next moment, the evil Eye Sea Wolf Beast Emperor took out an alloy decree, with golden light and words shining on it, and threw it directly to the leader of the Ying Kingdom Martial Emperor. From now on, all of you warriors here in the Ying Kingdom need to obey the orders of this Beast Emperor. Stop talking nonsense and follow us northward to invade the city that has swept away mankind, right? Jehieji. After the slant-eyed Sea Wolf Beast Emperor finished speaking, he couldn't help but lick his mouth, his eyes showing greed for humans. Yes, the Ying Kingdom Martial Emperor frowned, but finally complied. The Emperor's decree cannot be disobeyed. And within the captured coastline, a large number of ferocious beasts are frantically eating the corpses of human warriors and devouring human warriors. Many ferocious beasts, he even likes to classify parts, or directly eat them alive, swallowing the warrior bit by bit, watching the warrior scream in agony, showing fear and despair. Then gradually dies. The entire coastline, as well as the small city leaning behind the coastline, has now turned into a purgatory on earth. All kinds of mutilated limbs and pieces of meat are everywhere. Under the attack of a large number of ferocious beasts, this place was completely deserted, and there would be no survivors. It can be described as extremely cruel. A pair of twin girls watched each other being devoured by a ferocious beast. No matter how loud they cursed, it was of no avail. It would even make a mother choose the choice between devouring the eldest son or devouring the younger son. There are even some pregnant women. In a short period of time, countless humans were robbed. It can be described as extremely cruel. This group of ferocious beasts take pleasure in killing human beings, and their crime is unpardonable. This scene was all seen by Li Qingshan, who had just arrived. Call. A step too late. It doesn't matter, the enemy is not far away yet, there is still a chance. Emperor Wu. Beast Emperor, are you warriors from China? How come you two beast emperors from the ferocious beast clan are mixed up with humans? The evil-eyed wave beast emperor, who was preparing to go north to continue looting human cities, had a deep and loud voice, carrying infinite majesty. A huge body measuring tens of thousands of meters. It exudes an aura of supreme majesty and cruelty. This moment, everyone's eyes were focused on Li Qingshan, who was blocking the front, showing a trace of desire and greed. Emperor Wu. His flesh and blood must be very good. Yes, I am a warrior from China. Come to die. Blood sacrifice to you. Send my dead Chinese soul into reincarnation. Chapter 91. Blood sacrifice for us. What a loud tone, but you are just a low-ranking martial emperor. What kind of trouble do you want to stir up? Snort. After the evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor finished speaking, a strong sense of oppression emitted from the giant body of tens of thousands of meters, sweeping towards Li Qingshan. Horrifying. Even several martial emperors from the Ying kingdom were affected one after another, with a look of horror flashing across their faces. Sir, if the beast emperor had asked me to stay as a vanguard just now, even if there was no imperial edict from the emperor, I would probably have no choice but to stay. He is so powerful. As expected of a high-ranking beast emperor, he is indeed strong. Who is this Chinese warrior? He doesn't seem to be very old. Is it possible that he is rejuvenating himself or something like that? Since all the people started practicing martial arts, various strange things have happened frequently. For example, there once was an old man over 100 years old in our Ying kingdom who had reached the realm of Emperor Martial, but he looked like a 3-year-old baby. The person in front of me looks young, but I don't know how old he actually is. It doesn't matter, after today, there will be no such person in the world. Upon seeing this, the warriors from Ying kingdom spoke one after another. The evil-eyed wave beast emperor is too powerful and is a high-ranking martial emperor. Li Qingshan in front of him cannot be his opponent at all. Tian. The next moment, Li Qingshan killed him directly without any nonsense. Seeing Li Qingshan killing him like this, the evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor was slightly startled, with a look of doubt on his face. This guy, he didn't seem to be affected by his own coercion at all. It was somewhat unexpected, but, so what? Today, this child will inevitably fall here and be eaten alive by himself. Thinking of this arrogant guy. Later, he begged for mercy in his own mouth, screamed in pain, and looked at his body being chewed up little by little. He didn't know what his expression was like. Jia Jia Jia. Dragon Fury. An aura from ancient times burst out from Li Qingshan in an instant, sweeping towards the surrounding ferocious beasts and the evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor. A overwhelming sense of oppression swept over him. The evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor couldn't help but feel a sense of panic and surrender in his heart. He was shocked that his strength was suppressed. There was a look of horror on his face. How is it possible? This guy is only a level 81 martial emperor. How can he suppress himself with the overwhelming aura erupting from his body? The other ferocious beasts around, as well as the martial emperor of the Sakura kingdom, also had expressions of shock and disbelief. They never expected that the 81st level martial emperor in front of them could actually emit such a terrifying and oppressive aura. On top of the thunder dragon armor, arcs of electricity surrounded it, a blue light emitted from all over the body, and the thunderstorm exuded a destructive aura. There are a lot of afterimages left behind. The thunder field is wide open, and when used in conjunction with Dragon Fury, it directly reduces the opponent's evil-eye sea-wolf beast emperor's combat effectiveness by 3 points. This is because the opponent is stronger. He is the 86th level beast emperor. Otherwise, the suppressed strength would not be more than that. Snort. How dare you take the initiative? Today, This beast emperor will kill you, this bloated Chinese trash. The evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor angrily scolded, waving his sharp claws, and slapped Li Qingshan fiercely, and there were strong winds and whistling in the air. Sonic booms are everywhere, horrifying. Bang! The next moment, Li Qingshan felt a terrifying force sweeping over him, and his body flew backwards for thousands of meters. The energy and blood in his chest were disordered. A look of horror appeared on his face. Quite strenuous. There is a difference of 5 levels, which is indeed a bit difficult. Opposite. The same was true for the evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor. His body retreated several kilometers, with a look of horror on his face. This guy is 5 levels below me. Actually evenly matched with him. That terrifying thunder power can directly penetrate his own fur and blood defense, which is really unbelievable. Those ferocious beasts with thunder attributes. It's not like I haven't encountered it before, but the impact of thunder on me is not great. This is because the fur or scales on the beasts can isolate a large part of the power of thunder. The rest is just a matter of running chi and blood to resist. Thunder. It can only cause terrifying damage to ferocious beasts with lower strength. This guy is really unexpected. The evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor is confused. The surrounding beast emperors and the martial emperor of the Ying kingdom were also a little confused. The warrior from China. How could he resist the 86th level beast emperor with the 81st level of the martial emperor? The most important thing. Evenly matched. Chinese warrior, you are indeed very strong, but so what? If we do it together, you will definitely be no match. Jihieji. The evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor sneered triumphantly and looked at the 3 Yingguo martial emperors and several companions of the beast emperor around him. They nodded to each other and prepared to fight in a group. Ho 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 ho. The other ferocious beasts around them roared in unison, looking fiercely in Li Qingshan's direction. Since the 81st level martial emperor, it is difficult to kill you. That Lord Marquis. He will become the 82nd level martial emperor. Li Qingshan snorted coldly and immediately clicked on the upgrade on the data panel. Consumption of 20 points of essence blood, the body strength is upgraded to level 82 martial emperor. Consumption of 40 points of essence blood, the body strength is upgraded to level 83 martial emperor. Jia, you are really a arrogant guy. Is your strength enough to break through if you want to? This beast emperor wants to see how you broke through to the 82nd level martial emperor. The evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor sneered and said with disdain. Tian. The next moment, Li Qingshan didn't say anything, and went straight to the front to kill. With this kind of garbage beast, there is no need to waste too much time. I don't know how long the invasion of these ferocious beasts will last. I still need to kill more ferocious beasts. What a fast speed, what a strong energy and blood. Is this really a breakthrough? Feeling the aura and blood erupting from Li Qingshan's body, the evil-eye sea-wolf beast emperor's complexion changed drastically, and he said with a look of horror on his face, "No, it's not the 82nd level martial emperor, it's the 83rd level." Too late. There was a cruel smile on Li Qingshan's lips, and the thunder hammer in his hand had already landed on the evil-eyed sea-wolf beast emperor, and he shouted angrily, "I am now the 84th level martial emperor." Bang! A dull explosion sounded, and terrifying thunder raged, sending the 86th level beast king flying directly, and his whole body was scorched. The body twitched and died on the spot. He died here before he even had time to scream and express regret. No, run away. When Emperor Wu of Ying Kingdom saw this, his expression changed drastically and he hurriedly tried to escape. Want to escape? Can you escape? Thunder Realm, open. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, the entire coastline turned directly into a sea of thunder, with electric arcs pulsing and emitting a destructive aura. Horrifying. Bang bang. The arc jumps, and any beast touched by the arc will make a dull explosion, and then its body will be immediately scorched. He was killed on the spot. Almost no surprises. As for the other martial emperors and beast emperors who wanted to escape, they had a huge headache in Li Qingshan's thunder domain, and the arcs dancing around them posed a great threat to them. And Li Qingshan's speed in killing the martial emperor and the beast emperor was extremely fast. Li Qingshan was at the front to suppress the killing. The 7-clawed thunder dragon and Zishao Kunpeng were devouring them from behind. After their flesh and blood entered their bodies, they quickly fed back to Li Qingshan. Swallow an 83-level beast emperor, the main body will gain plus 13 points of essence chi and blood, and the clone will gain plus 13 points of essence chi and blood. Swallow an 86th level Beast Emperor, the body will gain plus 107 points of essence chi and blood, and the clone will gain plus 107 points of essence chi and blood. Kill an 83rd level Martial Emperor and gain 13 merit points. Don't kill me, I am willing to surrender to you, I am willing to surrender to China. I can tell you everything. The last Ying Kingdom Martial Emperor turned pale, looked at Li Qingshan who was coming towards him, and begged for mercy with panic in his tone. Now, Li Qingshan's whole body was wrapped in thunderstorms, like a god of death, extremely terrifying. Tell me, you, Yingguo, have all plans to assist the ferocious beasts in invading China this time. If you dare to have a plan, don't blame me for being rude. After all, after killing so many Yingguo martial emperors, I know part of your Yingguo's plan. Li Qingshan stared at the Emperor Wu of Ying Kingdom in front of him with murderous eyes. Soon, the martial emperor of Ying Kingdom informed Li Qingshan of the plans he knew one by one. Turn out to be, in the ocean, there are also open and secret fights, and there is even a certain order among the ferocious beasts. It's just that the ocean is very big, much larger than the land. Sakura country is located on a small landmass not far from China. On the basis that Blue Star is 10,000 times larger than the Earth, the area of this small landmass is also huge compared to previous lives. This small land is controlled by Sakura country. Sakura country is not far away. There is a group of ferocious beasts, headed by a powerful ferocious beast, Yamada no Orochi. This invasion mission. It was Yingguo who first sneaked into China, waited for the ferocious beasts to invade, and immediately responded, tearing open the gap in the coastline, allowing a large number of ferocious beasts to move northward and sweep across the human city. The battle has begun. Many gaps in the coastline have been torn apart. The next step is to go north to loot the human cities and send several powerful ferocious beasts to resist the powerful warriors in the demon city. This invasion mission is jointly commanded by the young patriarch of Yamada no Orochi and the goddess Sakura country. As for how to block the signal, that is the method of the ferocious beast clan, and the warriors of Ying Kingdom do not know it. And, among the ferocious beasts that came to participate in the invasion this time, the strongest warriors are definitely not limited to the Emperor Wu, and the strongest ferocious beasts are not limited to the Emperor of Beasts. Instead, there are meteor-level ferocious beasts and warriors. Meteor Star. This is a terrifying existence above the martial emperor. Once one enters this realm, flying into the sky and escaping from the earth is commonplace. For example, the Marquis Junding. He is a meteor star expert, sitting on the black coastline, guarding one side. It is truly genuine. General guarding the gate. After learning the news, Li Qingshan killed him without mercy. Let him go. It's impossible. There are so many dead souls, Chinese warriors, and civilian corpses here. These Yingguo people have put in a lot of effort. He must die. Many coastlines have been torn into pieces. If there are no ripped open coastlines, the ferocious beasts must have been dealt with. I walked all the way along the coastline, looking for ferocious beasts, and I guess the harvest would not be too big. The signal was blocked, so there was no way to know where there were more ferocious beasts. So, Li Qingshan planned to swim directly into the deep sea and attack Yingguo directly. But, before setting off, Li Qingshan planned to use up all the energy and blood he had accumulated. He was too anxious along the way. The seven-clawed thunder dragon and the purple sky Kunpeng had already broken through evolution. Consuming 10 points of essence blood, the seven-clawed thunder dragon breaks through the 81st level of Beast Emperor and begins to evolve. It is expected to take 10 minutes. Consuming 10 points of essence blood, Zishao Kunpeng breaks through the 81st level Beast Emperor and begins to evolve. It is expected to take 10 minutes. 7-clawed thunder dragon successfully evolved into 9-clawed thunder dragon. Zishao Kunpeng successfully evolved into sky swallowing Kunpeng. Congratulations to the clone for completing its evolution again. You can obtain a talent. Please choose one of the following talents. 1. 9-claw thunder dragon talent, dragon power. 2. Sky swallowing Kunpeng talent, sky swallowing. Dragon power. Once activated, the dragon power will spread in all directions. The area of dragon power spread is determined by the strength of the host. The location of all creatures within the dragon power range can be detected by the host. At the same time, the strength of the creatures within the dragon power range will be affected. The influence depends on the strength of the host. Swallowing Heaven can swallow all objects and turn them into its own power. There are 2 talents in total. 1. Li Qingshan didn't need the talent of swallowing the sky. After all, he had 2 behemoths, the sky-swallowing Kunpeng and the 9-clawed thunder dragon, to help him devour him and feed his energy and blood back. Why do you continue to choose this talent? Longwei. This is different. Now, the signal is blocked, it is impossible to contact his liaison officer Feng Chanu, and it is difficult to know where there are more ferocious beasts. This Longwei will come in handy. Directly search for ferocious beasts near you, just like a radar. As for how far the range is, I don't know, but it will definitely not be too close. In addition, it also carries some coercion, which can make the hunted beasts feel fear in advance, but they cannot find where the fear comes from. As a result, combat effectiveness was sharply reduced. That's it. Immediately, Li Qingshan chose Longwei without hesitation. Congratulations on choosing talent, Longwei. Consuming 20 points of essence blood, the clone was successfully promoted to level 82 Beast Emperor. Consuming 40 points of essence blood, the clone was successfully promoted to the 83rd level Beast Emperor. Consuming 20 points of essence blood, the clone was successfully promoted to level 82 Beast Emperor. Consuming 40 points of essence blood, the clone was successfully promoted to the 83rd level Beast Emperor. Consuming 160 points of essence blood, the main body was successfully promoted to level 85 Martial Emperor. System sounds continued to sound. In the end, Li Qingshan's strength stayed at the 85th level of the Martial Emperor, while the 9-clawed Thunder Dragon and the Sky-swallowing Kunpeng were still at the 84th level of the Beast Emperor. Longwei. The next moment, Li Qingshan directly activated his talent Longwei, and a mysterious force swept away in an instant. With himself as the center point and a straight line extending for 1,000 kilometers, he is clearly aware of all living creatures in the sea area. But, for some weak creatures, Li Qingshan simply chose to ignore them, and instead searched for traces of ferocious beasts above the Beast Emperor. Appeared. Many. There was a look of excitement on Li Qingshan's face, fixed point sniping. Li Qingshan changed his decision to attack Yingguo directly. Since Longwei is so easy to use, he would first clear out all the ferocious beasts around the coastline. Go to Ganying country again. Although he is arrogant and a martial emperor, there is still some gap when facing a meteor-level ferocious beast. This invasion. But there are meteor-level ferocious beasts, so don't be careless. Not to mention, now that he has dragon power, he can directly scan an area with a radius of 1,000 kilometers like a radar. As long as he does not actively search for it, he is not afraid of meteor-level beasts. But if you take the initiative to attack Yingguo, that would definitely be hunted down by meteor star warriors. Open the system panel. Subject: Li Qingshan. Body length: 22 centimeters. Strength: level 85 Martial Emperor. Merit: 243 10,000ths Golden Days of Merit. Chi and Blood: 93/120ths. Talent: Thunder Dragon Divine Body, Kunpeng Divine Body. Innate abilities: Thunder Electric Blood, Thunder Hammer, Thunder Shadow 3000 Diseases, Thunder Domain, Thunder Dragon Armor, Thunder Punishment, Dragon Dharma, Dragon Fury, Dragon Might. Doppelganger: 9-clawed Thunder Dragon. Body length: 50,000 meters. Strength: level 84 Beast Emperor. Chi and Blood: 35/160ths. Level 91 can evolve into the Dragon King, and the evolution route has been determined to be the Ancestral Dragon. Avatar: Swallowing Sky Kunpeng. Body length: 50,000 meters. Strength: level 84 Beast Emperor. Chi and Blood: 33/160ths. Level 91 can evolve into King Kunpeng, and the evolution route has been determined to be Zhu Kunpeng. Contractor: Phoenix Larva. Name: Su Bai Porridge. Strength: level 3 Warrior. Talent: SSS level. Provided daily. 4 Chi and Blood points. Open Phoenix Divine Body after level 10. The panel shows that the next evolutionary direction of the 9-clawed Thunder Dragon is the Dragon King. This is among the Dragon clan. It is definitely considered a top bloodline and the strongest bloodline. The coercion of today's 9-clawed thunder dragon is countless times more terrifying than the previous 7-clawed thunder dragon, and its huge body is already 50,000 meters tall. Compared with the previous 7-clawed thunder dragon, which was 20,000 meters long, it was greatly increased. Even the visual impact was even more terrifying. So next, let's start dealing with these beast emperors swept away by our dragon power. Bang! A dull sound sounded, and the 10,000-meter giant beast was sent flying by Li Qingshan's punch. Swallow an 85-level beast emperor. The body will gain 103 points of essence blood, and the clone will gain 103 points of essence blood. Bang bang bang. 3 dull sounds sounded in succession, arcs flashed, and thunderstorms raged. Swallowing an 86th-level beast emperor. The main body will gain 207 points of essence of energy and blood, and the clone will gain 207 points of essence of energy and blood. Swallowing an 88th-level beast emperor. The main body will gain 800 essence of energy and blood, and the clone will gain 800 of essence of energy and blood. Bang bang bang. Kill an 87th-level martial emperor and gain 400 merit points. Kill an 87th-level martial emperor and gain 400 merit points. Swallow an 86th-level beast emperor. Consumption of 320 points of essence blood. The body successfully increased its strength to level 86 martial emperor. Consuming 160 points of essence blood, the clone successfully increased its strength to level 85 beast emperor. Time passes minute by minute. Li Qingshan took his 2 clones and started eating buffets on the coastline. At the same time, as his strength grew, the scope of his dragon power also continued to expand. And, in the middle, a meteor-level beast was discovered, and he avoided it early. After all, who I am now. You can be full just by eating the beast emperor. There is no need to provoke those meteor-level ferocious beasts first. 2 days later, at the order of the young patriarch of Yamata no Orochi, a large number of meteor-level ferocious beasts began to invade the coast and entered the Chinese territory through the torn holes. Among human warriors, under Jun Ding's order, a large number of meteor-level warrior teams also appeared and began to resist the meteor-level ferocious beasts that appeared among the ferocious beasts. Just because the signal is blocked, the inability to share information as quickly as possible resulted in untimely support in some places and too strong support in some places. Human beings are passive. In the combat command room, Jun Ding was also a little worried. At the same time, Jun Ding's subordinates also discovered that the Ying Kingdom's Emperor Wu and the senior god of war were hidden among the ferocious beasts, and the matter was reported urgently. The Duke of Feng was furious. He immediately took the report to the office of the Supreme Commander of the Demon City and informed the prince who was in charge of the Demon City of what happened. Suppress the Demon King. This person, who is in charge of the demonic city, is the king of Jingjing in the capital, and the king of gods in the divine city. Together they are the 3 great princes of China. Huasha immediately contacted Yingguo and asked Yingguo whether to send warriors to participate in the beast tide that invaded China. Sakurakuni denied it, but everyone is not a fool. 1 or 2 Yingguo martial emperors are involved, or even 7, 8, or a dozen will be fine. With so many martial emperors and even meteor star warriors from the Sakura Kingdom participating, it would have been better if the Sakura Kingdom had not participated in the Yamata no Orochi's beast tide plan. Dogs don't believe it, but preparing a counterattack plan cannot be prepared in a short time. Feng Guogong, immediately go back and sit on your defensive line. I will immediately notify the other dukes to deal with the problems on their respective defense lines. The Yamata no Orochi clan should not be limited to attacking the Black Sea defense line this time. They must be using the Black Sea defense line as a breakthrough. After the demon-suppressing king finished speaking, Duke Feng immediately nodded and hurried back to his own defense line. Black Sea Coast defense line. It's just one section of the defense line of Feng Guogong, and there are other lines of defense. No one knows whether these ferocious beasts will attack, but must be prepared in advance. The Demon King's military order. Order. All warriors on the coastal defense line, including Meteor level, Martial Emperor level, Senior God of War, and God of War, all enter the coastal defense line and have first level combat readiness. Among them, beware of spies from Sakura country. Quickly search the coastal defense lines to see if there are any spies from Sakura country. No one is allowed to support the Black Sea Coast defense line without authorization before receiving an order from the Magic City military headquarters, so as not to create a gap in defense strength. After the order is issued, the demon-suppressing king immediately held an emergency meeting to discuss how to retaliate against Yingguo and pay homage to the dead souls. As for Li Qingshan at this moment, he had quietly sneaked into the coastline of Yingguo. Next, let these consumables from Yingguo gather merit for yourself. Coastline. The huge alloy city wall that towers up to 1,000 meters spreads across the entire coastline. This is something that every coastal country will build. Compared to the ferocious beasts on land, the ferocious beasts in the ocean are even more threatening. Whoosh! The next moment, Li Qingshan, who had concealed his aura, rushed out instantly and directly activated the Dragon Clan's Dharma. His body of less than 2 meters instantly transformed into 10,000 meters, covering the sky and the sun. Thunder flashed all over his body and landed on the coast. Not good. Enemy attack. Quick, be on guard, be on full guard. The vicious beast is attacking. The next moment, the coast that was attacked by Li Qingshan suddenly became chaotic, and they hurriedly prepared to sound the alarm. Too late. Field of Thunder. The moment Li Qingshan finished speaking, the entire coastal defense line including all the Sakura Kingdom warriors in a small reserve city behind Death, directly transformed into a sea of thunder. The sound of the system kept beating, and a lot of merit poured into him. Cool. Now, Li Qingshan could even see wisps of golden light being sucked directly into his body, and his merit and power increased significantly. On the coastline here, there are at least hundreds of thousands of warriors from the Sakura Kingdom, and there are even more ordinary people from the Sakura Kingdom in the city behind. All of them were turned into merit and absorbed by Li Qingshan. Blue Star is 10,000 times larger than where it was in the previous life. It is normal for there to be so many warriors on a defensive coastline. Pity. The strongest warrior here is only a martial emperor, and he has just entered the martial emperor. For Li Qingshan, there is really not enough to eat. Long way is on. All of a sudden, with Li Qingshan as the center, all living creatures within a radius of 2,000 kilometers appear in Li Qingshan's mind. Next place, start. Li Qingshan directly opened the realm of thunder and passed by the coastline of Yingguo. It can be said that no one under the Emperor Wu could survive in the place he passed. Even if it's a dog, it's gotta be okay. A large amount of golden light continued to gather in Li Qingshan's body, and his merits began to accumulate. His speed is very fast. After passing by, all the warriors here will die, and they will not even have time to notify their superiors. So, Li Qingshan was wreaking havoc on the coastline of Yingguo, and Yingguo was not even aware of it. Time passes minute by minute. Li Qingshan didn't know how many people he had killed, but he could clearly see that his merits were constantly rising, and that he had opened a huge gap along the entire Yingguo coastline. Sakura country is surrounded by the sea on all sides. Therefore, the coastal defense line is divided into the eastern seaside defense line, the western seaside defense line, the southern seaside defense line, and the northern seaside defense line. What Li Qingshan was wreaking havoc on? It is the western coast defense line, which is usually stationed by high-level war gods. There are emperors of war on some coastlines. Even if there is Emperor Wu, his strength is not very strong. The 4 coastal defense lines are divided into several stages, just like the black coastline of China and the red and yellow coastlines below. Each coastline has a marquee stationed there. It's the strength of a meteor. The same is true for Ying Kingdom. The coastline that Li Qingshan is wreaking havoc on now is Ying Kingdom's Great Temple Coastal Defense Line. In the middle position, there is also a meteor star warrior guarding it. Merit. 6,010 golden days of merit. On the panel. I still have 4,000 merit points left before I can successfully gather the merit gold. Soon. Sakura country is really cool. It is simply my own treasure land. I don't know what unscrupulous things this bird place has done, but killing them can actually gain merit. So cool. China coast. The black coastline was also severely invaded, but fortunately, with the Marquis of Junding sitting in charge, it was barely able to hold on. Massive meteor squad. They all also threw themselves into the battlefield, and among the ferocious beasts, there were also a large number of meteor-level ferocious beasts. Every meteor-level ferocious beast. They all have huge bodies that are nearly 70,000 to 80,000 meters tall, covering the sky and the sun, and with a roar, they can directly suppress warriors under the god of war to death. So, however, wherever there are meteor-level ferocious beasts, all retreats under the meteor must be handled by the meteor-level team. One by one, they were wearing high-end battle armor and holding long alloy knives. They swung the knives out, and the sword light of tens of thousands of meters streaked across the sky, with murderous intent. It's so terrifying, like the god of war has arrived. Sakura country. Inside the palace, in a quiet room, not far away, is the supreme combat commander of the Sakura kingdom. It is full of high-tech alloys, with various large screens covering the entire wall, as well as a large number of liaisons, analysts, etc. And this quiet room, but it has an extremely classical style, and there are even 3 cups of tea floating on the table. Fragrance bursts. The whole room was filled with the scent of tea. The price is right against the wall. There are dozens of powerful warriors sitting there, but these dozens of powerful warriors are not worthy of drinking tea. Tea drinker. They were 3 warriors wearing loose official robes, 2 men and 1 woman. These are the first assistant, second assistant and third assistant of Ying Kingdom. They handle all affairs of the country and have overwhelming power. This year's spring cherry blossoms are really fragrant. The smell is unprecedented in previous years. The first assistant picked up the teacup and blew it gently. The aroma was indiscriminate, and his face was full of enjoyment. First assistant, the magic city of China already knows that our country, Ying Kingdom, participated in the invasion of the Black Coastline by vicious beasts. Sanshufu said, if you know that it is just an attack on the Black Coastline, not a full-scale invasion of the coastline that attacks the entire magic city. If we deny it, China will not take any big revenge on us. The chief assistant waved his hand and continued. Besides, the young patriarch of the Yamada no Orochi this time is not really going to attack the demon city, or go north to sweep the Chinese city. He doesn't have the courage, nor the ability, strength. The words of the first assistant made the other 2 people nod one after another, feeling a little relieved. After all, China is not far from Sakura country. China's revenge is still somewhat threatening to Yingguo. Haha, why should I, the Ying Kingdom, be afraid of his Chinese revenge? If you dare to take revenge on me, China, the kingdom of God behind our Ying Kingdom will not be a vegetarian either. Shufu snorted coldly, a look of disdain flashed across his face. Well, now that the kingdom of God is number 1 in the world, with the kingdom of God supporting us, we really don't need to care about any bullshit revenge from China. As long as they dare to attack our Yingguo, the kingdom of God will definitely not let China go, haha. The second assistant also nodded and responded. The king's health is getting worse. The national preceptor said that a woman with special qualities is needed to help the king get through this difficult time. Both of you should pay attention. Sakura country, Odora coast. In a combat command post, a man who was only 1.6 meters tall and had a black beard under his nose frowned, and a sense of crisis suddenly came over him. How brave you are to invade the coast of our great temple. After scolding angrily, he immediately put on the battle armor on his body and turned into an afterimage, flying towards the combat command room. Distance. A ray of blue light was flying towards the combat command room. As the distance got closer and closer, the 2 behemoths in front could be seen clearly. A huge body approaching hundreds of thousands of meters, covering the sky and blocking out the sun. Countless human beings are truly inferior to ants in front of these 2 giant beasts. Wherever you go, the arc flashed and turned into a sea of thunder. Not a single blade of grass could grow, and all living things were dead. Not good. Kamita secretly yelled something bad, and a look of anger flashed across his face. These 2 ferocious beasts passed by the coastal defense line, and everything they passed was directly destroyed by thunder. Even the high-level gods of war could not survive. There was no chance to even raise an alarm. I don't know how many people died. These are all the people of Ying Kingdom. Immediately, it turned into a stream of light and killed the 2 beast emperors in front, followed by several powerful martial emperors. I didn't realize it until I got closer to Kamita. In front of the 2 monstrous beasts, there was actually a human warrior, with electric arcs flashing all over his body, directly forming a huge thunder field. Warriors in all fields. No one can escape death. Of course, a meteor star warrior as powerful as Kamita would not be affected. 89th level martial emperor, turn out to be. It was not these two giant beasts that slaughtered the warriors and people of the Sakura kingdom, but the human warrior in front of them. Kamita didn't understand. This guy in front of me is only at the 89th level of the martial emperor. Where did he get the courage to invade the coastline headquarters of his own big temple? Crazy. The warrior under the falling star can be destroyed with one hand. Including Li Qingshan in front of him, Kamita didn't pay attention at all. He was sure to kill him within 3 rounds. If he was lucky, 1 round would be enough to kill him. How brave are you to come to Yingguo to provoke you? Which country's warriors are you from? Why do you want to slaughter innocent warriors and people of our Ying kingdom? Kamita stood in the air, looking at Li Qingshan, whose body was wrapped in a thunderstorm in front of him. Chinese warrior, Li Qingshan. Li Qingshan stared at the meteor star warrior in front of him, with a hint of greed in his eyes. A meteor-level warrior from the Sakura kingdom. It's really a rare thing. As long as you kill this guy in front of you, you will get at least 6,000 merits. The merit points that condense the merits and gold sun will be enough. I thought. It took a while, but unexpectedly, good luck came to my door. Chinese warrior. Kamita frowned slightly. As the commander of Daiji's coastal defense line and a meteorite-level warrior, he naturally knew about the invasion of China by the young patriarch of Yamada no Orochi. Yingguo also cooperated. Could it be that this is China's revenge? This happened too quickly, and it was too blatant, right? Simply say that he is a warrior from China. Even his own name was revealed, which is really difficult for Kamita to understand. And if you take revenge, it would be a bit unreasonable to send only one Emperor Wu here, right? After all, it was for revenge. Or are you here to die? Little man, you look good. Li Qingshan looked Kamita up and down, his eyes gradually turning greedy, which was almost difficult to conceal. Snort. When Kamita saw Li Qingshan, there was an inexplicable flash in his eyes, and some bad images emerged in his mind. Is this guy still a pervert? He could only snort coldly, expressing his great anger, and continued, Li Qingshan, you killed so many innocent warriors and people in our Ying kingdom, and invaded our Ying kingdom's coastline territory. Just stay here today. Haha, you innocent warriors and people of Ying kingdom. This moment, Li Qingshan's greedy eyes were mixed with a bit of coldness and murderous intent. Aren't we, the warriors and people of China, innocent? Today, all of you. They are all going to die. Give me Chinese warriors and common people to be buried with them. Tian. After the words fell, Li Qingshan stopped talking nonsense and went straight to kill the Ying kingdom warrior in front of him. Dragon fury. The next moment, overwhelming murderous intent and a sense of oppression swept out. Kamita clearly felt that his strength had dropped by 3 points, and he looked shocked, with a look of horror flashing across his face. But, this touch of shock and horror only passed by in a flash. The little martial emperor dares to challenge the meteor star warrior. To use a Chinese saying, you don't know how high the sky is and how high it is. Today, I, Kamita, will be here. Kill you. Kamita's horrified eyes gradually showed a bit of disdain, and all his energy and blood suddenly burst out. Several peak martial emperors around him retreated and left the fighting range. In Kamita's opinion, he is a level 92 meteor star, but the Chinese warrior in front of him is only a level 89 martial emperor. There is no way he can be his opponent. There is a difference of 3 levels, and the peak martial emperors behind them also think so. Not to mention Sir Kamita. Even they are sure to kill Li Qingshan. I don't know where the courage came from. He dared to take the initiative to provoke the powerful Lord Kamita. He was really looking for death. At the same time, the battle scenes here were also quickly photographed by Yingguo, uploaded to the database, and reported to the Western Operation Commander of Yingguo. If ordinary ferocious beasts come to invade, it doesn't matter, it only needs to be reported briefly, but Li Qingshan is different. Li Qingshan is the 89th level martial emperor of China and must report to the Western Coast Defense Theater of Ying Kingdom. The information was handed in quickly. The battle inside the monitor started soon. Is this Chinese warrior here to commit suicide? Does the martial emperor dare to challenge the meteor star? A Yingguo warrior frowned slightly, a hint of doubt flashing across his face. Chinese warriors are just a bunch of stupid pigs. Consumption of 5,210 essence blood. the main body strength is increased to level 90, meteor level. Looking at the Sakura Kingdom meteor star getting closer and closer, Li Qingshan did not think twice and directly chose to improve his realm. Along the way, he not only killed a large number of Ying Kingdom warrior monks, but also killed a large number of beast emperors and high-level beast gods in the sea. After all, the scope of his dragon power is very broad. There are many powerful undersea beasts entrenched near the coastline of Sakura country. Therefore, chi and blood also increased and the feedback was extremely rapid and terrifying. No, a breakthrough. Kamita also felt Li Qingshan's breakthrough, with a look of shock on his face, but he quickly dodged it. Even if he breaks through the meteor star level, he is only at the 90th level meteor star level. And myself. But the 92 level meteor level warrior was still no match for him. The distance between the two is getting closer and closer. A person whose whole body is filled with thunderous power exudes a destructive aura. The other one was full of energy and blood. Like a monstrous blood cloud, it swept towards Li Qingshan, covering the sky and covering the sun. Horrifying. Bang! The thunder hammer fell on Kamita, and the terrifying thunder power poured out directly. Kamita's alloy samurai sword had also landed on Li Qingshan, making a dull explosion, and terrifying energy and blood surged towards Li Qingshan. Li Qingshan felt his arms tremble. But he quickly stabilized himself, and the terrifying thunder power in his body quickly poured out and surged towards Kamita in front of him. The arms holding the katana went numb. Immediately afterwards, the entire body lost its strength directly. The last bit of strength that could be mobilized was of no use at all. The entire human body. The remaining power from Li Qingshan's thunder hammer sent him flying. Li Qingshan's body continued to turn into an afterimage, killing several peak beast emperor warriors around him. All the warriors from the Sakura Kingdom at the meteor level were killed. These beast emperors can only be spared, these are all merit points. Ah! The 92 level meteor star warrior from Sakura Kingdom screamed, his face turned pale, arcs of electricity flashed all over his body, his hair exploded, and black smoke even appeared. The power of this thunder is different from those ordinary attacks. Normal attack. At most, some wounds or even bruises will be left on the surface of the person's body, and the wounds only need to be treated. But Li Qingshan's thunder power is different. It can directly cause horrific damage in the enemy's body. This kind of injury is extremely difficult to recover from. After all, if the internal organs of ordinary people are damaged, it will be difficult to recover. Nowadays, after the world of high martial arts, some diseases of ordinary people can indeed be cured with some elixirs. However, the more powerful the warrior is, the more injured he is. The harder it is to recover. Similarly, it is difficult for former great warriors to be injured. To heal their injuries, a large amount of natural materials and earthly treasures are needed. This moment, Kamita felt that all his internal organs had been damaged to varying degrees. If he needed treatment, he would not be able to treat it. But if you let it go, you will definitely die. Wrong. I'm afraid I won't be able to survive today. The few peak martial emperors brought here could not survive a few rounds under Li Qingshan, and they all died here. Pawn. This guy's strength is really powerful and a bit scary. Let's not talk about temporarily breaking through to the meteor level. The strength of a level 90 meteorite can actually beat a level 92 meteorite like myself. There is no resistance. The few peak martial emperors he brought with him were also quickly killed. Kamita's body fell heavily to the ground, and there was an extreme pain, which made him unable to help but let out a cry of pain and lamentation. This scene, everything was recorded in the battle conference room on the coastline of Dashi, and everyone looked at the big screen in shock. Somewhat unbelievable. Failed. Master Kamita, you lost. How is this possible? Quickly, report to the Western Coast Defense Headquarters of Yinguo, request support quickly, request support. When the adjutant saw this, his face turned pale and he hurriedly informed. This is the coastal defense line of the Great Temple. A powerful Chinese warrior has appeared. Please support, please support. Sakura country's western coast defense line. What kind of realm is the invasion of powerful warriors? The liaison officer asked. Level 90, meteor. Okay, it has been recorded. We will report it immediately and arrange for manpower to go to support. The liaison officer immediately passed the news to the director. After hearing that it was an invasion by Chinese warriors, he knew that this matter was not a trivial matter. Immediately reported to the head of the Sakura Country Western Command. Soon, Sakura Country, inside the palace. The news was quickly passed on, and China's powerful warriors began to invade Ying Kingdom. The strength of the first Chinese invasion warrior. Meteor, level 90. Okay, step back. The third assistant waved his hand and asked him to retreat. He immediately looked at the other two controllers of Sakura Kingdom and said, "How come China's revenge comes so fast? And they directly send warriors to attack the coastline, even their names are revealed already." The words of the third assistant made the first assistant and the second assistant frown slightly, with a flash of doubt on their faces. Yes, China will retaliate, but it cannot be so blatant, right? This matter is indeed a bit unexpected. Perhaps what China wants is a surprise. Order to immediately kill this warrior from China, and notify all coastal defense lines to strengthen their alert and enter the first level alert state. All martial emperors and meteor star warriors are in place, preparing to welcome the invasion of warriors from China. At the same time, notify the Kingdom of God to strongly condemn China internationally. This time, China really made a bad move. Although we assist the ferocious beast clan in invading the Black Coastline, as long as we don't admit it, those people are not our warriors from the Sakura Kingdom. But China is different this time. He actually admitted that he is a Chinese warrior. Haha, it's ridiculous, it's really ridiculous. There was a trace of ridicule on the face of the first assistant. Chinese demon suppressing king, has he lost his mind? Under the orders of the chief assistant, Yingguo immediately took action, and all coastal defense lines entered a first-level alert state to prevent other Chinese warriors from invading. At the same time, a meteorite-level team was heading in the direction of Li Qingshan. It's 10 minutes away from the target. Good luck everyone. A meteor star warrior from Sakura Kingdom piloted a meteor star fighter and spoke. I heard that this time the Chinese warriors, who were only at level 90, suppressed and killed the 92-level meteor warriors from Kamita, our country. The power of thunder is superb. Somewhat scary. Yamamoto spoke. Thunder's martial arts. It doesn't matter. Among our team, Matsukumi's armor is somewhat special. It can specifically deal with the attacks of thunder-based martial arts. Matsukumi is also level 93 now, so it is just right for dealing with this kid. As for you and me, just watch the show from the side. Chao Ben said with a touch of excitement and disdain on his face. My armor can protect against all thunder martial arts on the planet. I want to see what the expression of this warrior from China will be when his thunder martial arts fails in front of me. Jihieji. Matsukumi's tone was full of pride, and he immediately continued, it's a pity that the one who came to invade our Sakura country this time is not a female warrior. Otherwise, the three of you and I can have fun. What is the taste of Chinese female meteor warriors? The three of them haven't tasted it yet. The female martial emperor of China tasted pretty good last time. She was happiest when she was about to die. Waiting for our Ying Kingdom to occupy China, how can we play with their female warriors as we please? China occupies such a large and good land, and the warriors in the country are withering. This is a good opportunity for our Ying Kingdom to take action. There are some rumors that our Ying Kingdom will cooperate with the Kingdom of God to win this land of China. Hiss. Okay, I want to have fun with that Chinese female warrior. Now, Li Qingshan directly killed all the warriors in the Dasi Coast command room, knowing at the same time that he would definitely be exposed. No problem. Click, synthesize. Synthesis successful. Congratulations to the host for receiving the Golden Day of Merit. Once activated, a Golden Sun of Merit will appear behind you, suppressing the strength of the attackers of the host, reducing their lifespan, and bringing them bad luck. Those who are hostile to the host will have bad luck. Congratulations to the host for receiving the first round of Merit Gold Days. Please gather the second Merit Gold Days as soon as possible. There are 9 rounds of Merit Gold Days in total. Condensing the second Golden Sun of Merit. Li Qingshan frowned slightly and glanced at the panel. He needed 20,000 merits. But it doesn't matter. The 3 meteor warriors were rapidly approaching him, all of them were Yingguo meteorites. Level 93, 3 people. Each person contributed 13,000, totaling 39,000. Isn't this just enough? I just fell asleep. Did you bring a pillow? 3 meteor-level warriors with low strength are simply perfect for me now. Without even waiting for the other 3 warriors to come, Li Qingshan directly took the initiative to greet the opponent, his face full of excitement. Now, Matsukami, Chao Ben, and Yamamoto were on their way to drive meteor-class fighter jets. Before they reached the target location, they saw a figure glowing with thunderous light approaching quickly. Enemy attack, Meteor, level 90. The meteor fighter immediately detected Li Qingshan's strength and reported it. He is covered with thunderous light, and he is also a level 90 meteor warrior. Could it be that the guy in front of him is our target this time, Li Qingshan? Chao Ben looked at Li Qingshan on the detector and said, "What a courage! You have invaded the territory of our Sakura kingdom. It's okay if you don't find a place to hide immediately. How dare you come looking for us? Why are all Chinese warriors so arrogant?" Yamamoto was also slightly startled and said, "No problem. Come up to meet him. With my armor here, this kid's thunder martial arts will not be able to play any role at all. I really want to see this boy's expression of despair and regret, Jia. Matsukami revealed a wicked smile. Du chua. After the words fell, the 3 of them all came out of the meteor-class fighter jets and faced Li Qingshan in armor. The warrior in front is Li Qingshan from China. Song Shang was wearing a suit of armor, shining brightly in the sunlight with a cold light. The cold armor contains unparalleled terrifying power. I'm daddy. Li Qingshan didn't want to waste time with this group of people, so he just fought. Where did he come from so much talk? The words fell. He had already rushed in front of the 3 Yingguo warriors, and all his energy and blood suddenly burst out, forming a terrifying field of thunder around them. The 3 meteor-class fighters behind Matsukami, Chao Ben and Yamamoto were directly hit by the arc in the thunder field. They instantly emitted black smoke and fell towards the ground. The expressions of the 3 Sakura Kingdom Meteor Star warriors changed slightly. Field, there are very few warriors who can comprehend the domain, and every warrior who can comprehend the domain is an extremely powerful being. And it needs to be studied deeply. Fang has a chance to understand. It seems that the person in front of me has studied thunder martial arts to an extremely deep level. HMPH, it doesn't matter. Matsukami waved his hand and said with a trace of disdain on his face, "The material for my armor was obtained from a powerful meteor beast. This beast loves to eat thunder beasts and specializes in clay martial arts." The words fell. Holding a high-end alloy long knife, he killed Li Qingshan. As for Chao Ben and Yamamoto, they also followed closely behind to help with the last hit to prevent Li Qingshan from escaping. As the power of the realm appears, the strength of the 3 people was also suppressed to a certain extent. Merit Golden Day. Li Qingshan changed his mind and saw a golden sun appearing directly behind him, emitting dazzling light. The 3 falling star warriors from Sakura Kingdom are killing Li Qingshan. He clearly felt that his own strength was suppressed again. Originally, under Li Qingshan's dragon power and dragon fury, he had already been suppressed by 20% of his strength. Now, after Li Qingshan's golden sun of merit appeared, his strength was once again suppressed by 10%. The 3 of them were obviously a little shocked. The strength of the 3 of them is still far greater than that of Li Qingshan in front of them. If a warrior of the same level fights this person, their strength will be suppressed even more horribly. This kid, indeed, has 2 brushes. No wonder he was able to kill Kamita. Even if their strength was suppressed, these 3 warriors discovered that in addition to their own strength being suppressed, their lifespan was also being rapidly consumed and passed away. This made the 3 people's expressions change slightly. The thing behind this kid seems to be able to absorb our longevity. Let's go together and kill this guy as soon as possible. Don't delay. Otherwise, our longevity will be sucked dry before we kill this guy. This Chinese warrior has such weird methods. Chao Ben and Yamamoto looked at each other and killed each other from the other 2 directions. Bang! The next moment, the thunder hammer in Li Qingshan's hand collided heavily with Song Shang's alloy sword, making a loud noise that shook the earth. The terrifying power of thunder spread around, and even swept towards Song Shang's body. The beating arc exuded a destructive aura. "Haha, boy, your thunder can't break through my armor's defense at all, don't you think?" Seeing Li Qingshan using the power of thunder to attack him, Matsushita mocked with excitement on his face. Crack! But the next moment, The armor on Songsheng's body could not withstand the thunderous power of the power mountain. It shattered directly, and the terrifying thunder power poured out of Songsheng's body. Haha, your armor can't withstand my thunder power at all, don't you think? Li Qingshan also had a look of excitement on his face, looking at Song Shengdao, who was electrocuted by the power of thunder and flew backwards. This, Matsukumi's eyes widened, full of shock and horror. I can't figure it out anyway. How could my armor, which was specialized in restraining thunder-type martial arts, be so vulnerable in front of this kid? Bang! Li Qingshan took advantage of the situation and punched out, directly shattering his body. Killed on the spot, dead. Kill the level 93 Sakura Kingdom warrior from Meteor Star and gain 13,000 merit points. How is that possible? When Chao Ben and Yamamoto saw this, their expressions changed drastically, and they hurriedly fled away. Matsukumi fell. This made Chao Ben and Yamamoto very clear that they could not be Li Qingshan's opponents at all, because this guy was too relaxed when he killed Matsu Shang. He couldn't survive even one move. This explains. Although this person is a level 90 warrior from Meteor Star, his true combat power far exceeds that of himself and others. If you don't run at this time, I'm afraid you won't be able to escape. How could Li Qingshan let these two people escape? Both of them are meteorite level 93, and each of them can provide himself with 13,000 merit points. Two people are enough to gather a golden sun of merit. Immediately, Li Qingshan chased Chao Ben, and when Yamamoto saw this, he couldn't help but secretly breathe a sigh of relief. Pity. The meteor fighter was destroyed just now, and the speed of the two was not much faster. Not good. In the process of escaping, Yamamoto suddenly found that his old injury had recurred, and he quickly used his energy and blood to suppress the attack. His face turned pale and his speed slowed down a lot again. What a bad luck, how come the old injury relapses at this time? This is an escape between life and death. I hope that guy Chao Ben can support himself more and delay enough time for himself to escape. I'm Chao Ben, asking for support, asking for support. Chao Ben immediately connected to the command room of the Western Coast defense line of Ying Kingdom and said in a hasty tone. This is the defense line on the western coast of Sakura country. What happened? The liaison officer asked. Although my target is a Chinese warrior at the 90th level of the Meteor Star, the real combat power has already surpassed the three of us. Matsukumi and Yamamoto have fallen, and I am escaping. Request the headquarters to immediately send a new meteor team to support. Be sure to send a high-level meteor team, otherwise you will die. Matsukumi said hurriedly. No, he's catching up. How come he's so fast? No. Beep beep beep. At the defense line on the western coast of Sakura country, the liaison officer heard the busy tone in the liaison device and quickly reported the matter to the commander here. The commander-in-chief of the western coast defense line, the Duke of Sakura country, showed a slight look of surprise on his face after learning that the 3 meteor squads he sent had died. 3 meteor warriors, but they are both level 93 beings, and the mission target is only level 90, and the 2 beastmasters are only level 89 beast emperors. Actually lost. Not only was the Duke of Ying Kingdom surprised, but all the Ying Kingdom warriors in the entire command room looked shocked and confused. My lord, Mr. Songsheng said that although Li Qingshan from China is at level 90, his combat power has already exceeded level 93. If we send the meteor team to kill him, we must send the high-level meteor team to go. The liaison officer spoke. Okay, I know. The Duke of Sakura Kingdom's Western Coast Defense Line nodded and immediately ordered. Order, Team 168 and Team 178, go to the coast defense line of Daci to hunt down this Chinese warrior. My lord, are the 2 high-ranking meteor squads too wasteful? After all, China is about to retaliate against us. It is not appropriate to deploy too much high-end combat power at this time. A deputy commander standing nearby asked. This person is able to fight across levels and kill 3 meteorite level 93 Matsukumi, Chao Ben and Yamamoto, which shows that he has some luck. Moreover, I also saw the scene of this man fighting on the defensive line of Daci Coast. He was very young, and there were 2 powerful beasts behind him, one of which looked like a Chinese dragon. Besides, this person's thunder martial arts are very powerful. You must know that warriors who can comprehend thunder-type martial arts are extremely talented and have strong comprehension abilities. This kid must have good luck. When encountering a genius like this, we must fight quickly, crush him with absolute strength, and kill him. If there is some kind of mistake, let this kid escape. It will only become a bigger trouble for us in the future. 2 teams of high-ranking meteor warriors are enough to kill Li Qingshan quickly. The Duke of the Western Defense Coastline of Ying Kingdom said. At the same time, we must also try our best to prevent China's retaliation, and what Li Qingshan did on the coast defense line of our temple will be released to the Blue Star World Network by the Kingdom of God soon. Go ahead and condemn and hold China accountable. Inside the Sakura Country Western Defense Command, 2 meteor squadrons, a total of 6 people, drove meteor fighter jets and galloped towards Li Qingshan. Everyone's strength is above level 95. The video of Li Qingshan killing Kamita at the coastal defense line of Sakura Kingdom Temple was quickly circulated on the Blue Star Warrior Network, and the Kingdom of God also issued a strong condemnation of Hua Sha's actions. The stress of this video. Soon it landed in the Demon City, on the shoulders of the Demon King. Magic City. Standing on the tallest alloy building, you can look out over the vast land of the entire Magic City, the sprawling alloy steel forest, and more than 100 billion people living there all year round. The alloy city walls of the entire Magic City. It has been repaired to a height of 100,000 meters, blocking out the sky and the sun, like a super monster lying in the east. Inside the office of this tallest alloy building, a man in military uniform, the stars on his shoulders have been replaced by 5 golden suns, and his eyes are like an abyss, containing a terrifying aura and unfathomable strength. He is one of the 3 great kings of China, the demon-suppressing king. Lord Demon-suppressing King, the Kingdom of God has just condemned us, China, on the Blue Star Warrior World Network. The reason is that one of our Chinese warriors invaded the coastal defense line of Sakura Kingdom and killed one of their Meteor Star warriors. Now we are asked from China Magic City to give them an explanation. What instructions will you give? A secretary asked. Li Qingshan, the demon-suppressing king, was slightly startled and frowned. I have the impression that Li Qingshan is the darling of Duke Feng. Please inform Duke Feng that Li Qingshan is now in Ying country and try to find a way to recall him. How dare one person run so far? How courageous. Yes, the secretary nodded solemnly and continued. Then, regarding the matter of responding to the Kingdom of God, what are the instructions from the Duke? Wait a minute, did you just say that Li Qingshan killed some kind of warrior from Yingguo? Sudden, the demon-suppressing king seemed to have recalled something and asked. Meteor Star Warrior. The secretary nodded solemnly and said. What strength does this kid Li Qingshan have now? The demon-suppressing king continued to ask. The 90-level meteorite, this is the news from Yingguo. The secretary said. Meteor Star, when did this kid break through to the meteor level? The demon-suppressing king is confused at this moment. The name Li Qingshan was mentioned to him by Feng Guogong. He was a young man with good talent and the #1 genius in China. However, the realm breakthrough is too fast, right? How long has it been? The 18-year-old god of war and the demon-suppressing king will nod. This child is not bad. If you train him well, he will become a pillar of China and a top existence in the future. The 18-year-old senior god of war, the demon-suppressing king, said that this child's achievements will surpass his own in the future, and he must cultivate them well. He will definitely be a weapon for China. The 18-year-old Emperor Wu and the demon-suppressing king expressed his silence. 18-year-old meteor. The demon suppressor felt like he was going numb. What on earth did this guy do? Ruling the Blue Star is just around the corner. Instructions for what? When they fart, finally tell them that Li Qingshan is the son of the Chinese god whom China has trained with great emphasis. If Yingguo dares to damage even half of it, China, will kill him no matter how far away he is. By the way, after notifying Duke Feng of this matter, don't let Duke Feng send anyone. Let the Sword Immortal go and bring this troublesome guy back to me. The demon-suppressing king said with a serious face. Li Qingshan's talent has never been seen before in the demon-suppressing king's life. It should be said that there has never been a genius of this level in the entire Blue Star. If China can protect it well and develop steadily, the entire Blue Star will belong to China. This moment, the demon-suppressing king was very excited. After the secretary left, he hurriedly opened the communicator and contacted several of his old friends to get them ready. The news has been received. Talents are coming out of your magical city. A genius with such terrifying talent has actually appeared in your magical city. Yingguo still has some evil intentions recently and needs to be beaten hard, but the most important thing now is to find Li Qingshan back first and then formulate a plan. Yes, Li Qingshan's safety is the top priority, and other things are not that important. Li Qingshan's future is our country's national destiny. If you give him the status of the Son of God, it won't be a big problem. Yes, he can afford the title of Son of God. Such a heaven-defying talent does require a heavier burden to bear on him. However, I am worried that the title Son of God will bring danger to Li Qingshan, and the devil will arrange manpower to deal with it as soon as possible. After contacting the Demon King and several big guys from Kyoto and Chengdu, I instantly felt my back straightened and I was in a great mood. At the same time, he was also a little worried about Li Qingshan's safety. After all, Yingguo is eyeing China with covetous eyes, and no one is sure what outrageous things Yingguo will do. Huasha's response soon reached the Sakura Kingdom and the Kingdom of God. Sakura Kingdom Imperial Palace. In the same ancient courtyard, there were still the same 3 old men and powerful warriors standing in a row on the wall. The Son of God of China. This kid doesn't look very old, but his strength is at the level of a fallen star. It seems that his talent is indeed terrifying. Chief Assistant, should we drive this person away next, or should we? The second assistant and the third assistant looked at the first assistant in unison, hoping that the first assistant could make up his mind at this time. After all, he was attacking Li Qingshan directly. Cut the mess with a sharp knife. Or let Li Qingshan go. Kill. The chief assistant almost did not hesitate and said, immediately send the Meteor Squad and the Falling Moon Squad to kill this person. We must not give him a chance to return to China. This moment, there was a strong murderous aura and disdain on the first assistant's body as he said, with the support of the Kingdom of God behind us, there is no need to fear China. On the contrary, if China's geniuses grow up, they will definitely pose a huge threat to our Ying Kingdom. What's more, we didn't receive the response from China, right? Say it. He looked towards the second and third assistants. Yes, we did not receive the response from Huasha. This boy deserves to be killed. Immediately, Yingguo made preparations and decided to kill Li Qingshan without delay. The Son of God of China. This explains the problem very much. Since China is willing to give the title of Li Qingshan to save his life, it shows that this person's talent and strength have reached a very terrifying level. This person's strength is that of a meteor. As for talent, I don't know what it is, but he must be very young. Don't you kill such people. Must kill. China still thinks that our country, Yingguo, is afraid of them. Joke. It won't be long before we, the Ying Kingdom warriors, can step into that land, plunder their women, plunder their resources, and kill their men. Immediately, a large number of meteor squads and falling moon squads appeared at various important locations in Ying Kingdom, heading towards Li Qingshan's location. Magic City, in a quiet courtyard. A soldier hurried over, walked up to a man wearing a classical gown, and saluted, Sir Sword Immortal, this is your mission. It was sent to you personally by the demon-suppressing king. Please set off as soon as possible. Quote. Oh, emergency mission. The sword fairy was slightly startled, then took the order and said, the last emergency mission was 10 years ago. It has been so many years. I didn't expect another emergency mission. The sword fairy was a little curious. What exactly is this mission? What, Son of God? When did the Son of God appear in China? You also went to the coastal defense line of Sakura country. The sword fairy was slightly startled, staring at the urgent task order in his hand. Just awarded, the soldier said. 18-year-old meteor. This kid is worthy of my sword. The rebellious sword immortal was also shocked by Li Qingshan's information at this moment. He immediately took out a fighter jet from the space ring and killed it in the direction of Li Qingshan. As for Li Qingshan, I have no idea what is going on outside, I just know that my panel can once again condense the second round of Merit and Golden Sun. Now, click, Cohesion. Consume 20,000 Merit points to successfully condense the second Merit Gold Day. The third Merit Gold Day requires 40,000 Merit points. Success. Li Qingshan felt happy in his heart, and with a thought, 2 golden suns appeared behind him, one on the left and one on the right. If all 9 rounds of this thing are collected, I wonder if some low-strength ferocious beasts or warriors will be riddled with bad luck and be directly punished by God once they launch an attack on me, and be struck to death by lightning. Don't tell me, Li Qingshan is really a little suspicious. We just killed 3 meteor warriors. Each of them had 13,000 merits. 3 people had 39,000 merits, so they used up 20,000 merits. 19,000 left. In other words, you only need to get another 21,000 merits to gather the 3rd golden sun of merit. A level 97 meteorite from Sakura Kingdom. Enough. I wonder what kind of meteorite team the Sakura Council will send to destroy me next. Don't say it. Li Qingshan was really excited. Come on, come and kill me. Li Qingshan was not in a hurry to leave and simply stayed here, waiting for the powerful meteor star to come and kill him. Really? Within the range of Li Qingshan's dragon power, 6 Yingguo meteor warriors quickly appeared within the range of his dragon power. Level 96. 6. Li Qingshan frowned slightly, he was only at level 90 meteor star now. Although there was no problem in skipping the level, the jump to level 96 was a bit too big. After all, this is considered a high-level meteorite. My 2 beast masters are both level 89 beast emperors. They can fight beyond the level, but they cannot jump so many levels. Why not send a few level 94 warriors from the Sakura Kingdom? Directly 96. Still 6. Difficult to handle. In the end, Li Qingshan chose to run away, but not really. Instead, he ran towards the ocean. There are many ferocious beasts in the ocean. Once you activate your dragon power, you can detect powerful ferocious beasts within a few thousand kilometers with you as the center. It is not impossible to kill some ferocious beasts first to improve your own strength, and then come to Yingguo to gain merit. So, Li Qingshan ran away and ran towards the ocean. The target is moving quickly, pursue it quickly. Received. Now, in the Magic City. In a virtual training room, a girl was sweating profusely, wearing a sling on her upper body, revealing her fair shoulders, which was extremely attractive. The lower body is wearing short shorts, revealing a long round leg. Putting down the virtual training glasses and the virtual alloy knife in his hands, he took a long breath, felt the blood in his body, and said excitedly, "That potion is really powerful. I didn't expect to complete the breakthrough so quickly and reach level 19. The Golden Crow holy body is indeed powerful. I really hope Li Qingshan didn't die in the beast wave. I want to see his desperate look when he competes with me." Snort. "Qingcha, how is your recent martial arts state and practice going?" Just then, a beautiful woman walked in outside the door. She was Wang Qingcha's mother. "Mom, I have exceeded level 19 today," Wang Qingcha said with a hint of confidence on his face. "Level 19, so fast. That's great. I'll ask your dad to book a private room later so that our family can celebrate." The beautiful woman's face showed a hint of joy and she spoke. "Mom, don't bother me. My breakthroughs may become common in the future. I can't celebrate every breakthrough. Wang Qing tea ceremony. No problem. According to the speed of your cultivation, you might be able to break into the realm of the god of war before you are 40 years old. By then, our Wang family, with the care of the Zhao family, will be able to establish a small foothold in the Magic City." The beautiful young woman said. "Don't worry, mother. Before the age of 40, with the help of my daughter's Golden Crow holy body and the large resources of the Zhao family, I will help you. I will definitely be able to break through to the god of war, and maybe even touch the threshold of a high-level god of war." Wang Qingcha's face showed determination and confidence, and he immediately said, "By the way, when Zhongcheng was purged by the beast tide, did Li Qingshan really not survive?" "That's what the official notification said, so it must be impossible for him to survive, right?" The beautiful woman said. "That's right. It would be great if Li Qingshan is still alive, and my daughter can vent her anger well." Snort. Wang Qingcha snorted coldly and said, "However, the 1-month appointment we made with Li Qingshan coincided with the auspicious day of my engagement to young Master Zhao. It is considered fate. Okay, my daughter, how can a trash with rubbish qualifications like Li Qingshan be worthy of you? It's better to prepare for the engagement. Then join the God of War training camp and work hard to improve your strength." The beautiful woman's face showed a trace of charm and said, "My daughter, I tell you, the higher the realm of a warrior man, the stronger his strength will be, and in some aspects, the stronger he will be. A woman with a corresponding realm must be suitable for him. Otherwise, you can only ask others for help. You must improve your strength and don't follow your father's path. After the beautiful woman finished speaking, Wang Qingche was slightly startled. What? Whose way? The beautiful woman realized that she had slipped her words and quickly covered it up. Oh, let me see your training results. Don't know why. Wang Qingche always feels that his father's head is a little green. Readers who understand clearly can explain it here. Explanation area. Sakura country. Li Qingshan felt that the 6 Yingguo meteor star experts behind him were getting closer and closer. With a look of disdain on his lips, he plunged directly into the sea water. 9-clawed thunder dragon and sky-swallowing Kunpeng followed closely behind. After entering the depths of the sea, Li Qingshan did not feel any discomfort. On the contrary, he moved more flexibly and conveniently in the sea water, as if he was born to live in the water. Within the ocean, it's not a problem to stay by yourself for more than 10 years. Dive. Keep diving. As Li Qingshan continued to dive, the light in front of him gradually began to dim, and in the end he couldn't even see anything clearly. Compared with the Earth in the previous life, the blue star is 10,000 times larger, and the depth of the same seawater is also 10,000 times deeper. A sudden plunge can reach a depth of tens of thousands of meters. Under the power of the dragon, the creatures on the seabed can be clearly felt by themselves, and a flash of blue light flashes in their eyes, and everything on the seabed is clearly visible. This is the effect brought by the Thunder Dragon divine body. Allow yourself to see daylight even deeper underwater. Li Qingshan failed to capture his whereabouts and escaped from our monitoring. He should have dived deep into the seabed. Soon, a message came from the Yingguo Technical Department, and the 6 meteor-level Yingguo warriors who were chasing Li Qingshan asked, "Are we coming back?" "Await orders." Yes, inside the Imperial Palace of Sakura Kingdom. When the 3 chief assistants heard that Li Qingshan had actually dived into the sea, they were slightly startled and looked extremely ugly. "Is this guy crazy? How dare you run towards the depths of the ocean floor?" Until now, human beings have not fully explored the seabed. Many powerful ferocious beasts are also hiding in the seabed. Those ferocious beasts that are hostile to humans are only some of them. In fact, the bigger beasts are all entrenched at the bottom of the sea and don't care about humans on land. After all, after killing all the humans on the land, they were unwilling to go to the land. There are only some undersea beasts with special tastes. Or ferocious beasts that are unhappy with humans will continue to attack humans. There is even speculation. The biggest secret behind the sudden appearance of ferocious beasts is very likely to exist under the sea. It's just that the ocean floor is deep. If the sea near Sakura country is not very deep, you can dive and explore it. But Li Qingshan has been running away for a long time. Choose to dive only when you are at least 1,000,000 kilometers away from Sakura country. This location, even the powerful falling star warriors from the Sakura kingdom, no, even the falling moon warriors from the falling star did not dare to sneak in rashly. Snorkeling in sea water is possible, but he definitely didn't dare to dive into the bottom of the sea. Li Qingshan couldn't detect it because he went deep into the bottom of the sea. The big terrifying beast in the seabed. It doesn't matter if you don't provoke them on weekdays. Once provoked, they will fight to the death. These things are very territorial and do not welcome human intrusion. What a brave guy. If he didn't die in the hands of the Ying Kingdom, but died in the claws of the vicious beast on the seabed, it would be a good thing for our Ying Kingdom. At least we would avoid a dispute with the Dragon Kingdom. The third assistant's expression did not change and he said expressionlessly, "What if this guy is lucky enough to escape? Since this man is the son of God of China, it means it has unlimited potential. If we don't eradicate it when it is weak, it will definitely pose an immeasurable threat to our Ying Kingdom in the future. It can't all be due to this guy's bad luck. He provoked the ferocious beasts on the seabed and was killed. We must also take some actions." There was a murderous intent in Shufu's eyes as he tasted the tea ceremony. "So, ask the team that originally went to kill Li Qingshan not to come back for the time being and continue to search on the sea where Li Qingshan disappeared and the sea area leading to China. Once Li Qingshan is discovered, he will be killed immediately. At the same time, we must also guard against China's intrusion into our coastal defense line and the retaliation from China." The first assistant ordered. "Yes, now, in the direction of China, a powerful warrior is on his way quickly." Wherever you pass, the monstrous sword intent swept out, extremely terrifying. There is an ocean between the east coast of China and the west coast of Sakura country, so Sakura country's search target is nearby. After Li Qingshan dived into the seabed, he did not stay in this sea area, but planned to go directly to the east coast of Yingguo. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.